who likes men. I don't want to be lumped in with the rainbow peeps.
I'm not a rainbow people. He's not rainbow people, okay? Is this Christian? Is this him? Is this the guy? He's so small. I feel like I could throw him. How easy do you think it would be to pick up and throw Christian Walker? Be honest. Because I'm pretty sure I could hurl that bitch. He's small. He was a flyer? Oh, he is small. Oh, he's puny. That girl was throwing him. I could see that. I could see that. I could see it. He's a solid 130. I'm pretty sure I could hurl that bitch. Maybe even like one arm, honestly. Small boy. Petite. Yeah. What did that pickup artist say? Portable. There you go. Portable. So anyway, so they the girl has sticks for arms. That's just like women who don't go to the gym. It just kind of be like that. Especially if they're small. He's one of the few unironic homophobic homosexuals people I know exist. Yeah, it's just like, it's just so weird. For one, he's like kind of racist, and two, he's also homophobic. It's just like he's two minorities and he decided to hate them both. For why? For why? You know? But whatever, I guess. Listen, let's yeah, no sweat to just hurl that bitch. Listen, all right? With all that being said, small and eatable. With all that being said, I think it's time to review this. Now, Hasan isn't a debater. Hasan doesn't really debate much, if any. I know after his debates with Des Tiny and his debates with Charlie Kirk, he was like, I'm kind of done with the debates. So he's like not really a debate bro anymore, right? I guess he like kind of debated with XQC and Trainwrecks over the gambling memes, but nothing like too serious. So I was really surprised that he decided to bring him in like this. But I guess he could handle him. I guess he thought he could handle him, and honestly, I guess we'll just see what happens because it's gonna be interesting. It's about an hour long. He grew up around a bigot who accepted him personally. I'm pretty sure he grew up around bigots who accepted him because his dad is rich. And so the class solidarity there, they like didn't like them because they were black and he was probably pretty feminine growing up, more likely than not, for, you know, some random reasons. And so despite that, people hung around him because his family was rich. And that's basically it. He's not a debate bro, and it shows. Oh no. Oh no. Hasan, you've left your roots. You've left the family. You've left the family, Hasan. What have you done? That's gonna come back to bite him. I haven't seen in a second of this debate. But I want to see if people hurl the ghetto G word. You know what I mean? I want to see how this goes. Apparently this guy is a little insane. I've seen Christian Walker speak a couple of times, and every time he does, it makes my brain melt. So because he's just kind of he's a little bit of a dummy boy. G word, gay. He doesn't like being called gay. He doesn't want to be roped in with the rainbow people. Morally bankrupt. Listen, his dad may be rich, but but they're all morally bankrupt. Let's see how this goes.
Do you think white people are under attack?
I totally do. You're demented.
Okay.
I think if in fact.
What is happening? He's like, yes, white people are under attack. You're demented. What's happening? So wait. Do they basically handle him like a sideshow freak during this debate, where they just ask him a question and then he answers the most insane shit, and then everyone just laughs? Is that how this is going to go? This is how that's gonna go? Yep. All right. I can. Yeah. Okay. I had a feeling. Just by the way that worked out, I had a feeling. Wait. Let Let me grab my camera boy. There we go. There we go. People say Hasan did okay and that he's quite impatient with the Christians' nonsense. I've seen people say that. Is the stream okay? I don't think I've dropped any frames. Yeah, I haven't. I've dropped like a couple frames, but not many. It's not a continuous drop, so everything should be okay. I hate Hasan's chat. They're a little wacky.
No matter how hard they make it for minorities to vote, I think you're going to see them willing to stand in line.
You're not for the voting
and
rights.
defy
The voting rights. Oh, you mean having an ID to vote? Yeah.
No. But you say that, but the HR1 quite literally has that. So the voting rights legislation that Democrats are currently trying to pass that will never pass because of the filibuster.
Praise the Lord.
But that actually has voter ID in it. Like that institutes.
But I also
voter
don't
ID
like
measure.
mail-in voting. So
Why not?
Why not?
So you can just send a bucket of votes
How do you
to
think,
an apartment.
How do you think
A
Donald Trump
bucket of vote?
Okay.
He does mail it in.
He literally mails it.
He doesn't like going.
How do you think the state of
No,
Florida?
absentee is a lot different than mail-in.
In what way is it different?
Wait, why?
Because it's not being. I mean, it's for people who are specifically out of the state. It's not just being mailed to random apartments, bucket loads of votes.
No, there's
What the fuck? What's he talking? What's he talking about? What's happening? What is? I'm genuinely confused by him. He's genuinely confused. Just lies. They're just like sending buckets of votes like to apartments. They're just ballots. They're just blank ballots. You have to fill out the ballot. You know they check the ballots before they count the vote, right? What are you talking about? It's the same picture.
universal mail-in ballot registration in numerous states, though. Republican states as well. I think Utah is one of them, is it not? And Florida is another one if you want it as well.
That's true. Florida's been doing it for years.
Like, what do you mean?
Or Oregon. Plenty of states in the United States of America have what is basically mail-in ballot registration that everybody gets.
Oh, I don't care if
they
it's
want it.
Republican or Democrat. I want us all going to the polls to vote. End of discussion. Red state, blue state. Make it a national holiday so nobody has to go to work. We
What
just
you're
all go
quite-
vote on
what you're-
Monday.
Okay, what you're describing is
national
literally
holiday.
the Democrat bill. Though.
But no mail-in, no mail-in bullshit.
But,
They're
like-
all
I want like all of these things, but like also good thing. But I want like some of the good things, but not all of the good things. Why? Defensive lineman. Yeah. We've talked about him before. We talked about him early in the stream. How he held his wife at gunpoint and knife point. I don't know, for mental illness reasons. I guess he said. I guess.
So no, it's not.
Everybody
But,
likes by mail in a lot of states.
Christian, there was
I
like,
don't care.
There was like way more election fraud when it was like that. It was like Tammany Hall like stole all those fucking elections, and it was in person. Everyone was going in. They still stole everything. Chicago, we used to do the same shit. It's all in person. You can, if you really want to steal an election, you're doing it however.
But it's not going to happen.
It's going
not gonna
right
happen
over
by
his head.
voter fraud, which is what Republicans claim it is how it's done. Because in order to activate people to be able to go out and commit voter fraud, like nobody gives a shit. No one is going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go do voter fraud. What does happen is election fraud, in which like people will collect ballots and toss them out or whatever the fuck. That does happen.
Republicans do that.
But this idea that like people are getting
Happened in California
getting, like,
last year.
illegally, people are getting excited to go and vote illegally for like a fucking Democrat. That's not real. The plurality in this country of voter eligible voters don't even vote. So if anything, we have too little people voting and not more people voting.
So why are you so married to mail-in then? If we can make it a national holiday,
To make it
you
easier for
show
working
up.
class individuals to be able to vote.
Well, let's make it a week-long national holiday.
but like there are no
Well, like we can't do that. The Republicans that you vote for don't want to do that. They don't want voting rights to be. They don't want voting to be easier. They don't want a national holiday. They don't want any of this. They don't want it. They want to make it harder for everybody to vote. They want to purge the ballot. They want to purge voter rolls. That's what they want to make it harder for people to vote. They want to close down hours. They want to close down voting like polling places. They don't want it to be easy to vote. They want to make it hard. What are you talking about?
real national holidays.
He's very punchable.
Always-
That's just because you're
someone's always
homophobic.
driving
Nice
for
one.
Someone's always like cleaning the fucking shelves at CVS.
Yeah.
It's the invisible people of America who never
Then
get a day off.
they're way too tired to go home and fill it out and
No,
send it in.
no, it
Way
just-
too
come on,
you just
man.
stop in, put your vote in, and
Think about it
you're
this way.
well on your way.
Think about it this way. First of all, we don't have public transportation in most places, so that's one way that you're already eliminating so many people from being able to go out and vote. So there's that. We don't have, we have rural areas in this country where poor people are living hundreds of miles away from the fucking nearest polling station or whatever, and because of that, we already have this process in place. I don't have an issue with mail-in voting. Like I don't have a problem with that at all. I think it's smart, it's effective. That's how Donald Trump got the most amount of votes. Think about that. Donald Trump got more votes than he did the prior year or the prior election season, and more votes than any Republican's ever gotten because more people were able to vote for him.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Donald Trump got the most votes out of any president in U.S. history, besides Biden.
So I think it's just honest to allow people to be able to go out and vote.
Yeah.
Okay, well, y'all stick with your ghetto mail-in. I still want to show up in person.
Everything is
I
ghetto.
did not vote since the New York primaries.
You haven't voted?
I voted for burning the New York primaries even after
So you
the
didn't
laws.
vote for Bat. You were
No,
like, fuck it.
no. I live in New York. Who gives a fuck?
Oh my gosh,
even if I
good
lived,
for
even
you.
if I lived in
I'm a big
it's
let's go
like,
Brandon head. I voted illegally for Joe Biden
you
multiple
did?
times. Yeah,
Oh, got it.
I did voter fraud. I'm the only one who did voter fraud in the
You're the
country.
reason you won California.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
I
I actually, now Hasan doesn't know that I exist, so he wouldn't know about this either. Everything's ghetto. Everything I don't like is ghetto. Listen, Hasan doesn't know that I exist, but I also committed voter fraud. All right. If you wonder, listen, you go to the polling place, you put on a hat, you go to the polling, you vote, right? You go around the building, get back into your car, put on like a new shirt, you go in, you vote again. If you ever wondered, why I have so many glasses, it's because every time I went back in, I had like a new pair of glasses, right? And yeah, fake mustache sometimes. Had a new pair of glasses, fake mustache, new shirt, new shoes, and you could just vote again. It's crazy. You could, all of the voter fraud. I did it in Kentucky, so I tried my darndest. Didn't necessarily work out as well, but I know my brothers and sisters around the country were able to commit the voter fraud that truly made everything come together. Bless up.
illegal. Yeah, everywhere you go, everyone's a Republican secretly or openly. But
you
Joe Biden
like
keeps winning because I keep doing mail-in ballots. I keep going to nursing homes, stealing their ballots, opening
Filling
them,
it out.
and then filling it out for Joe Biden.
you registered extra people to your house.
Yeah, exactly. That's precisely what I did. That's how we won.
That's
doing
true.
all the votes for all the people Cuomo killed. Getting all that
Yeah.
shit.
Little did you know, Tim Pool was right. Donald Trump did win in a 50 state landslide. It was just voter fraud, which made him lose. This is true. Many people don't talk about this.
Hell yeah. What we're
You
trying to
don't
say
hear
is
this
that
from CNN.
The Trump train, if you will, took off at the same fucking station that the Democrats took off in as well. It's just the aesthetic differences. Like, there's a reason why this administration currently, first of all, has deported more immigrants than the prior
Yeah,
ones.
it's debate me. Yeah,
You know that the Biden administration has deported
it's Twitch
more undocumented-
political meme
Exactly.
lord
Okay,
versus
because that was
Facebook
the rumor
conservative.
with Obama. Meanwhile, the deportation definition under Obama was turned away at the border. That's not my definition of deportation.
No,
I
but-
mean in the country and is deported back.
Well, that's like Plan B versus abortion, right? It's like you're still accomplishing the same goal.
No, turning away someone at the border is not a deportation. Give me a
But that's what Donald Trump did as well.
I know.
That's what
I know.
that's
I
what Donald
wasn't
Trump did. That's why.
defending-
But even with that definition, Donald Trump still deported less than Obama, and Donald Trump still deported less than Biden so far. That's
That's
one
wild.
thing. And the second thing I will say is, you think like
Obama was called
I'm
the
assuming
deporter
you
in
think,
chief.
the Mac attack is like a big open borders socialist, left of Lenin type guy, right? I assume that's what most Republicans think. I think they think he's like
the
for open
Biden type.
borders.
I know he's not as much as
They're using the same exact Title 42 provision right now to expel Haitian migrants from seeking asylum in any of the fucking border facilities. So
And didn't he put
that's the
back
same
in-
exact thing that they're
yeah.
using that was the Trump administration provision. So they're quite literally using the same facilities, the same exact laws, and also deporting more people than the Trump administration did. So there's that.
One thing that Hasan doesn't pull up here, which I will, is that while those things are true, and we do need to be hammering on Biden for that, they did try to end some Trump era policies, but the Supreme Court overruled them, and they said they couldn't. And so that's why a decent amount of stuff is still happening. Now, there are some things under Biden's control that he could, stop when it comes to like the Haitian migrants coming through. I'm pretty sure through like executive order, he can allow those migrants to seek asylum or help change those rules federally. But he doesn't. but he did try to end some Trump era policies. The Supreme Court struck him down though, and they had to put it back up, which is unfortunate.
I mean, every American president does the same thing with
and they're
immigration.
defending it, and they're defending it in courts too. There's like activist judges that want to strike it down.
No, they
and
ignored
Biden
Trump's
prosecutors
drone
are
record.
fighting
Trump was
against that. Biden
terrible.
administration,
Trump's first drone
lawyers are
strike killed
currently in the process of
an American
fighting
girl.
to uphold Title
That's me.
42, which is a Trump era CDC provision.
Like, every president does the same thing with immigration, right?
I
Like,
know and I'm
yeah.
against it.
Right, because it's like, well, like, do you agree that it's like, okay, we create these conditions in all these fucking countries. Like Haiti, perfect example. He's killed, like, their president, we kill him with U.S. agents. There's fucking decades and decades of us fucking with that place, of the West fucking with that place, of France fucking with that place for centuries.
The West.
Guatemala, everywhere. Our fucking fingers in the pie. We're fucking it up for somebody. They have to go. They don't. It's not that they want to go here to take something from them, but we're fucking up their home. But for this system we have, right? Whether you're a liberal who wants their bathroom cleaned, like somewhere in LA, or you're a fucking conservative who has like a chicken processing plant, you need this like
low wage.
Yeah, you need this like spigot of low wage workers. And the president is always aware of that. But they're like, okay, well, we can't have too many or else like people are going to get mad at me. So we have to have just the right amount of brutality to keep the right amount of people in. Biden does it. Obama does it. Trump. Trump shook hands with people he knew were like getting low wage workers. From places that we fucked up.
And here's the part about it that is like absolutely correct is that two-tier immigration system that we currently have, because we know people are going to want to come in here because we fucked up their country in an irreparable fashion. That system does not need to exist. We could absolutely completely have a legal process where we actually allow every single person that wants to come in to go through the proper steps to be able to get the appropriate documentation. That's more jobs, that's more opportunities. But the reason why we don't do that, and the reason why we have a two-tier system, is exactly what Felix just said. It's not the undocumented immigration that is a problem. It's the fact that we refuse to document immigrants that are coming over the border so that Purdue chicken factories can just fucking, rape their workers, and refuse to pay them the proper wages that they actually deserve. And the moment that like the Guatemalan aunt says, hold up, there's a lot of back wages that we need to get paid, they literally call ICE on themselves because they know that they're only going to get a slap on the fucking wrist and then immediately go and hire more undocumented workers to take the place of the people that they fucking expel from the country.
Well, two things.
That is a really good point. Hey, listen, that's just capitalism, baby. The thing is, like, I'm pretty sure half of all agricultural workers in this country are undocumented immigrants, which is pretty wild, right? It's about half. I think it's like 49% or something are undocumented. Same thing goes with like construction, and some other jobs as well. I forget. I think it may be like custodial work, like cleaning and stuff like that. Our companies benefit greatly from being able to abuse someone. At the end of the day, so there has to be a lower class of people who need to be abused. The thing is, us here in America, we've gotten to the point where a lot of people find the conditions that a lot of companies want to put them in unacceptable. And so instead of like making the conditions better, what they just do is just levy the conditions onto other people and then stop and then hold it over their head that they could like deport them if they speak up or anything. Constantly abuse them, and then once they have no longer use for them, they kick them out of the country and then go hire some more under the table, and then they don't, and nothing bad happens to them, and all of the punishment basically goes onto the undocumented immigrants. We should just document them. Just give them the ability to just work normally. Give them a social security number. Give them a path to citizenship. There's no reason why we should be trying to like hunt these people and kick them out of the country. We can't anyways. Our economy would literally crash. Our economy runs on basically like a little bit of modern day slave labor. Honestly, our economy runs on it. If we tried to do that, we would literally just destroy the country. We can't do it. We literally cannot do it. So we should just be able to give them jobs so they can work and feed their family, and we can tax them and they can live like better jobs. Isn't that fun? Isn't that nice? Isn't that good? More people are happy, how nice, it's like it's the same thing. Like China's facing the same thing. You know how there's a big thing with people here complaining about like jobs being shipped overseas and everything. China's now dealing with that too. China is also dealing with jobs being shipped over out of the country and into other countries like the Philippines, like Bangladesh, like the Middle East, because China has because of China's developing economy, their people have started to be like, maybe working like 15 hours a day and basically being kept as like a pet by this company and being paid like shit wages isn't something I want. I will not accept it. The company just go, oh, well, time to go. And then they ship it off to do some more like slave labor like Nike does somewhere else. How nice.
I'd rather help people in their countries than bring them here than load our country with more low-wage workers that drive wages down for other low-wage workers. I'm in favor of our current low-wage workers getting a raise. You're bringing in more low-wage workers, it's driving wages down. So, I understand your point of, fucking them up there. I'd rather help them there than import them here.
Okay.
Crazy. You should just raise the minimum wage and then we won't have to worry about that.
Where it's like, all right, CIA, like, stop fucking with these places.
Absolutely.
All right.
Do not come.
I mean,
They can't fuck with those places anymore anyway. They got them pocket control.
Yeah, that's right. They're too anxious.
They're too anxious.
That,
They're
man.
breathing in the bags.
Dude, I'm a 29-year-old millennial with anxiety.
Imagine not being able to do a
dude.
coup in fucking Venezuela, bro. Come on.
They did.
on.
America is still very powerful, still capable of a lot of evil. I will say, Bush would have been able to knock over Maduro.
Oh, yeah.
Back then, we've lost a lot. We took a lot of L's.
Oh, yeah. So, here's the thing. The real problem with undocumented labor is a two-tiered immigration system that we have created on purpose so that business owners, whether they're fucking liberals or Republicans, can get away with, like, slave wages, right? And that does have a capacity to depress wages overall. The other way that we depress wages overall is by destroying unions.
Hey, Christian Smile,
What,
it's
you're
evil. It's not a good smile. You know when people like nervous laugh? It's that same thing, right? It's not like a these aren't like happy smiles, right? Some people just smile when they're like upset or when they're arguing or something. It does come off weird. I don't like it. It is a sus smile, you know? It's like a Karen smile. He's got a Karen smile. Sorry, someone had to say it.
Just say what you were gonna say.
No. I want to hear why you're anti-union, but like.
No, I just want to hear your point first.
Okay, so
Anti-union.
unions historically and still to this day, and there's like fucking shitty unions, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's like corruption within unions as well, but who cares? Unions have the capacity to increase wages even for non-unionized workers by 10%, no matter what, across the fucking board, and they do. They increase benefits. They increase wages. They offer. It's the least important, most important thing you can do in your workplace because it's the starting point. It's just what's fair. That if you are a worker that is generating value for your bosses, you should be able to at least say, hey, can we take a piece of these fucking profits and, pay ourselves more, or at the very least get like a day off when we want to, or be able to fill in.
Or you can find another job.
But you can't, because that is an absolute lie. The idea that like you can just leave your job and then go get another one is a total lie. Why?
Oh my gosh. Have like the millions of American workers ever thought about just like getting another job? Man, Christian should really talk to all. Also, the thing that I hate the most about all of this is the fact that like he has my name. His name is my name too. Cause my my human name is Christian. So it's just like
very real.
Here we go. Walker here. All right. Just move, bro. Have you ever thought about just getting a new job? Hey, what if all the jobs in your area do the same exact thing? Wild, I know, right? What if they all collaborate, whether knowingly or not knowingly, just by happenstance, because they all come to the same conclusion, which is forcefully depressing wages and work times is just beneficial for them because they keep more money that should be going to their workers. What if you just can't do that? It's wild. What if they all just do that? Wild. Wacky. Who could have seen this coming? Either you're a Christian, not the Christian. Both. My name is also Christian. Wild. Unsubbed, but I'm not subbed. Yeah, you weren't subbed in the first place. What's wrong with you?
Get that first job to begin with.
Because your healthcare is tied to your job, right? Your healthcare is completely tied to your job. We do not have universal healthcare. You're saddled with debt because you went to college, so you could improve
Thank God,
your...
don't go to college anymore.
Okay,
I'm in the anti-college movement. I'm in the
Well, then you
anti-college
shouldn't have
movement.
gone and gotten that student
Okay,
loan.
but people have done.
I do not think their lives should be ruined for the student loan.
Yeah.
I'm just against college
I-
as a concept.
Dumb. don't.
I like college. I think it's a fun experience.
It's more
People
like
do it
you should know why you're going to college.
that's
Don't
fine.
just go to college to go to
Everyone
college.
deserves a vacation for 4 years where they're like they're like kind of
But
treated as
then
an
don't
adult.
ask me to pay for, or don't ask that loan to be forgiven when you chose to go. When you could
No,
have
I
just
think
started working.
I think it should be. I think because other countries offer it for free, and also technically, it doesn't
Okay,
have to be a
well,
college
we
either.
can
It could be a
have-
technical school.
We can have the
as well.
discussion about making it free, even though I'll never be on that train. But we can at least have the discussion when we're not bringing in more people.
I have a
Why? Why? Bring them in. Bring their ass in. Throw them in school. Educate them. Get them educated. Let them have good lives. Let them get like well-paying jobs. Why? Let them get educated. We benefit. You know that the country itself benefits from people being smarter, right? You know, like the whole reason why countries boost these aspects of like human improvement, not simply because it's nice, but the country itself benefits. When we have more educated workers, the country benefits. When we have more people going to college, the country benefits. People being educated just in and of itself is a benefit. You want an educated society. You shouldn't be gatekeeping people like that from that. You should be incentivizing people to go to college. You want more people to go to college. Honestly, we would probably want almost everybody to go to college, even if they don't get a degree necessarily. That's important for their job. Just getting educated, just higher education in and of itself is beneficial, just in and of itself, right? That's a good thing. The world benefits. We want people to do it. That's why other countries pay people to go do the stuff like this. Like, come on. Think a little bit. Walker? But Shark, I read on Facebook that kids being taught to take gay 5G autism pills. That is true. They put it in the strawberry milk. Why do you think the strawberry milk is pink? Because it's full of gay. Many people are saying this. They cut the chocolate milk with gay frog water. Was it Newt Gingrich who said people vote liberal when they get more educated? That is true as well. The more education you get, usually the further left you are. Well, we're speaking about liberals.
I have a question for you about like bringing in more people though, about immigration.
Hello, Stinky.
Because like this is like you agree that it's like we all have the system, every president does it.
Yeah.
But would you, if we stop doing it, if like you said we stop bringing people in, there will be a change in all of our ways of life.
What do you mean? We're already experiencing it. Why do you think there's a labor shortage?
Right. Well, right. I mean that's for a bit, but yeah, like if you think like supply chain or like empty shelves are bad now, just wait until we stop bringing people in. Just wait until we stop bringing in people who will like work for nothing.
You will not be
Life
able to
will get very different.
No. If you stop bringing people in, wages start going up because there's less competition. Then people will want to do those low wage
Why hasn't
jobs
it
because
happened?
the wage will go up.
But it
we're
hasn't
still bringing
happened.
people in.
No, we're not.
We're bringing tons of
The
people.
reason, no.
What the fuck? What am I listening? Bro, just the wages will just skyrocket. No, they won't. No, they won't. This has been proven time and time and time again. I swear, dude, these people pray to the market. They pray to the market god. All right. The invisible hand is their deity. All right. It's just ridiculous. It's just so dumb. Oh, dude, the wages will just skyrocket and then people will like want to do those jobs. It's just not true. It's just not true. It's just not. From when they stop letting immigrants in. Bro, listen. All right. They can try. We're not going to stop letting immigrants in. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's ridiculous. You can't shut down immigration. It just will not work. The country will just fall apart instantly as well. I've heard this about wages from leftists. It's because they're dumb. All right. Typically, when you hear that from a leftist, it's from like an anti-immigration type leftist. It's just untrue. It's just untrue. When it comes to native like people who are like already in the country compared to immigrants, typically when we bring more people in, that opens up more like managerial jobs for the people who are already there, and so they're able to get more money there. But also we should have like a better minimum wage. Don't you think that's nice? We wouldn't have to worry about this at all. Yes, the dumb left. We wouldn't have to like worry about this. We just raise the wages. Isn't that sick? Just raise them. They can afford it. Just raise the damn wages. It's proven time and time and time again. Employment doesn't just like plummet once we raise the minimum wage. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And you know what else? You want some more goddamn competition? Okay? If you really want some competition, stop tying people's lives to their jobs. Make it so that people don't have to work to live. Don't you think that's nice? Here. And some people like complain about they're going to be lazy. Listen. Do you really think it's competition when a job has to compete with you being homeless? You think that's competition? You call that competition? Really? Oh, you take this job at what we tell you we're going to pay you, or you go homeless next month. You think that's real you think that's real competition? You people will go, a real choice here. That's not competition, bro. It never has been, it never will be. That's ridiculous. Stop. To get real competition, make it so that people don't have to get their healthcare through their job. Make it so people can afford to just be out of work so they can actually leverage their labor. Don't you like that? That sounds like a good idea to me.
We're not. The precise reason why, once we've established that like it's technically not undocumented immigration that's depressing wages, it's the way that we have designed that system on purpose. Is the cruelty.
I don't think it's just undocumented either. I want to tone down legal as well.
You think America does? You think America?
No.
Too many immigrants?
I think we take in the most in the world.
We're,
Go try Brazil, go try China, go try Russia. Why don't they take some people in?
They do take people in.
They don't take as many as we
Also,
do.
we have 330 million people in this country. We can definitely, and we have a lot of space. We definitely take in way more.
Just so you know, America is like basically empty. All right, America's huge. America is a huge country. I know for a fact. For some people, if you guys have like driven cross country, like in any way, shape, or form, there's just like nothing. There's a lot of America that's just literally nothing. You know what I mean? There's just nothing there. It's just road. It's just a road until you reach a next like a metropolitan area, and then maybe some like shit like speckled around that was put there in the goddamn 1800s. There's just nothing, especially the middle of America. There's nothing, bro. There's like. Wyoming has the same population, has like less population than what, like 50 cities? It's insane. Like it's wild. Like the entire state, 500,000 people. What are you talking about? And it's huge. It's a big ass square right in the middle of the country. Nobody lives there. This country is not full in any way, shape, or form. You're ridiculous. I'm sorry. Just because you live in a city does not mean that's how everywhere in America is. You are a buffoon. You're an idiot.
What I'm saying is, the reason why wages are depressed, or the reason why wages go down, is not because like undocumented or documented labor is coming into the country and there's more labor. It's a lump of labor fallacy that was like disproven in the fucking 18th century. The reason why the wages are depressed in this country, despite productivity increasing year over year with technological achievements and yada yada, is because we have no support system for the American working class to be able to say, hey, at my workplace, like it seems like we're making more money every single fucking year, but our salaries have remained the same. It's not adjusted to inflation. It's not adjusted to the cost of living. And we're still making dog shit fucking wages. Let's not do that. Let's get more money. We have no vehicle to be able to do that because we have no labor unions. It's not an accident that like every country where you look at the average wages for comparable jobs
but
is
don't
much
you
higher.
think if we just raise wages for all these working class people, then the market's going to adjust and prices are going to rise as well?
There could be a price rise in the interim, but that price rise is never going to be as significant as the way people say it's going to be, and that's
I don't want to test it out.
No, but we know.
No, it already has been tested out. You may not want to test it, but you know what? People who care about people's lives and improving the world, they wanted to test it, and guess what happened? Everything was fine. They raised the minimum wage. You can check this out anywhere. There have been multiple studies done in places. I think Seattle was the really big one where they raised the minimum wage and nothing happened to employment. Actually, I think they got more employment. It's just wild. Raising the minimum wage does not ruin employment. It doesn't increase unemployment. It either does nothing or reduces unemployment. It's wild. It's wild stuff when you take care of people. This is just like a fake Econ 101 destroying the goddamn country and I swear most of these people spewing this Econ 101 shit, they haven't even taken Econ 101, okay? I promise you that. They have no clue what they're saying.
No, we have examples of this. You know, you look at any other fucking country in Europe, which Republicans refuse to recognize exists, and you will see that the prices on certain goods are definitely higher than
Okay,
America.
I see the chat saying low class. I meant working class, low wage workers, low wage.
Yeah, and also,
Don't even like, come on.
and
That's
also
why I do a
on
podcast
top
instead
of
of live. They fucking
No,
do
I like
that.
being live. It's fun.
And also,
Out of the courage,
not only
usually.
that, but we already have an example.
Christian
of this
worries
working
me.
in other countries where like it's not like
where?
He gives me
McDonald's
anxiety.
in Denmark, where
You know what I
you're getting paid fucking
less
$20.
immigration too, right?
That does not change the reality.
But they
of McDonald's
do.
hamburger.
So I'm willing to have that
Wait,
conversation.
what
if
is
we-
it?
Does not change where people are getting paid fucking
less
$20.
immigration too, right?
That does not change the reality.
But they
Not really. What does what? There's been like a big conservative talking point with like the especially in Europe with like those Afghan refugees. They're taking in so many refugees. What are you talking about? We blew up the Middle East, and now Europe has to deal with all the refugees that we created. All right, they've been taking in millions of refugees, and Europe is small. There's like 12 people that live in like Denmark and Sweden. I think there may be just 15 people who live in Sweden, maybe 16 on a good day. You know, nobody lives in those goddamn countries, and they take in a lot of immigrants compared to their population. They do a lot. This is just ridiculous. And don't even get me started on goddamn like Finland. I'm pretty sure it's just 5. I wouldn't doubt it, honestly. Imagine living in Norway. Honestly, couldn't be me.
They
The McDonald's
do. So
hamburger.
I'm willing to have that conversation if we just implement some of their policies as
Okay,
well.
but that doesn't. Okay, but that doesn't
Not
change
just
the
ignore
reality.
how they
Immigration does not change wages as long as everyone is considered to be the same type of worker. What actually depresses or increases wages is a lack of unionization. Because when there's more people coming in, there's more need for housing, there's more need for roads, there's more need for education, there's more need for everything else, which is precisely why immigration in and of itself, if everyone was documented, will not actually depress wages in any meaningful capacity whatsoever. It's how we do the immigration that actually has a capacity to depress wages.
Are you down for Denmark's diversity?
I mean, these countries
Huh?
are actually pretty diverse.
I know they are now, and
Not now. Like they've always been pretty diverse. I think that
Wait.
people.
Didn't he just say that they don't have any immigration, and now he's saying these countries have been flooded? Now he's like, oh, they have a lot of immigration now. They've been flooded with Muslims. Like, didn't you just say that these countries aren't taking in immigration? What happened, bud? We flip flopping already?
People completely misunderstand that and think that it's not.
I mean, they're like,
And
still,
per
like,
capita, Denmark
better than a lot
allows
of
more
places in
people.
America.
Denmark allows 4.3 per
Oh, I know
1,000.
they are now, and look how the rape rate's gone up too.
Oh no, he's not doing it. No, he's not. No, he's not pulling the alt-right talking points. Look at his fucking face. He's so proud. He's so proud of him. Oh no, he's so proud of himself. Holy crap, he's like pulling from a goddamn Black Pigeon Speaks video. No way. That's not true. Yeah, he is. It's Facebook conservatives. That's all they are. Facebook conservatives. Daddy praise me. I hate it so much. Oh, just so you know, was it Norway? Was it Norway the country that changed the way they define rape? Is that the country? Because in Norway, is in some European country, and I'm like 80% sure it's Norway. I haven't gone through these talking points in a long time because conservatives haven't gone through this. I forgot that this. Honestly, I forgot that this was a talking point. Was it Sweden? Yeah, Sweden changed like how they define rape, and so basically in Sweden, a rape is like whenever someone reports one, and that's it. You report it, and then it goes down as one rape. I don't even think they take it away if that's proven wrong. I'm pretty sure they just write it down. It's just one rape. Yep. And that just goes to the points. And that just goes to like the statistic. And so obviously that rises because you're just like that because that's the way you count it. Obviously it's going to go up then. The thing is like in these places, like these Muslim immigrants are literally just vibing. They're literally just chilling. They want to have jobs. They want to like feed their kids. Is he going to go through like Muslim rape gangs too? Yeah, the statistic is just reported rapes, and it's not like convictions. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about just reports. Middle rape changed from 1 rape to 1 rape per instance. Yeah, oh yeah, that as well. And so it's not just like one person, if they're like assaulted, it's just like one rape. It's like it if it happened like multiple times, it's like it's counted as like multiple. So you'll just get like a bundle and then you'll just throw it at for the statistic. A Muslim immigrant opened up a shawarma shop and ripped an entire neighborhood with flavor. Yeah.
This meme is very real.
So true, Marjorie.
Well, that actually is, first of all, I don't know why Republicans ever mention rape laws or rape statistics in Europe. Every country has a different way of calculating. And the real reason why in Sweden, which is what you're referencing, not Denmark, the real reason why rape statistics have gone up in Sweden is because they changed the way that they document rape from maybe if you're a spouse, like if you're engaging in spousal rape, which Dennis Prager loves and is an advocate for.
He did write an article saying you should do that.
He wrote 2 articles saying.
Yeah, he wrote 2. Yeah, that's true. He did write 2 articles getting really mad at the fact that the government will not let him sexually assault his wife. That's some sus shit right there. He's a little sussy. He's a susserino for that one.
You should rape your wife.
He wasn't into that shit. He's a little freak.
He's had 7 wives. So.
He's fucked up. He's fucked up, dude.
Good.
Anyway, so
it's not good.
The reason why the rape statistics skyrocketed in Sweden was not because of
Well, I was thinking
immigration.
Sweden and Germany. Germany, really.
Okay, but most of these countries actually have a different way of documenting rape, and that is the reason when they change. Like,
no, he's gonna bring up no-go zones,
what
isn't
they
he?
constitute as like a singular instance of rape. That's when you see gigantic.
Also, I'm really proud of Hassan for having all of these
Not because of
talking points
immigration.
down.
Also, Germany's entire economy is reliant on immigrant labor. If there wasn't Turkish immigration into Germany, there would be no engine driving the EU at this moment. It's quite literally the immigration that kept Germany alive in post-World War II.
And they have a similar thing there wherever.
Which also,
whenever they say
Germany's one of
whenever
the
they talk
strongest,
shit
if not
about
the
Iran,
strongest economy
he's
in
like,
Europe.
Watch me turn the spigot. I'll either turn it off totally or I will flood you. Like, he's just said that. He's just been like,
I don't care.
yeah, he's like, keep talking.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about Syrians. Like he has like fucking 3 million Syrian refugees inside of Turkey, and he uses that as a counterpoint to say that like, to use that as a counterpoint to be like, hey, don't threaten me. If you don't fucking jail this journalist that said I'm a pussy, I will literally send Syrian refugees to Germany.
Yeah, and that's, by the way, one of my 3 plugs I have to do today. Keep buying the lira. Buy the dip. The lira's going nowhere but up. Keep buying it. Trust the plan.
Did you see that cryptocurrency drop like 10 and 11% just today?
Rape laws changing in 2016, and rape law reformation is the reason why they skyrocket. It has nothing to do with immigration. A lot of these countries, if you look at their statistics, they've had high rates of like immigration for a very long time, 2 decades, 3 decades. The only reason why people are making a big stink of it now is because there is uncertainty and anxiety elsewhere, oftentimes economic anxiety and uncertainty, that they are aggressively, shifting over to immigrants coming in. It's bullshit.
Also, this isn't the first time that Europe has had an immigration wave. This is, I think, the second or third they've had an immigration wave from majority Muslim countries. And they just go back to their countries when they...
Like I said, this is the same exact thing.
Once their countries are like not literal war zones. They don't really... They want to go home.
If like a husband rapes
and they just chill
100 times over the course of a year, that's not calculated as one instance of rape anymore. It's calculated as 100 instances of rape. That's why there was a big skyrocket.
This meme is very real.
Skyrocketing of rape numbers.
Are you a football bro?
Fuck no, dude. No, not even remotely. Okay, I am not even in any way, shape, or form
What is that
interested
question?
in any of that stuff. Are you a barb?
I'm a total barb.
Are you a
Fuck
barb
yeah.
now though? But you're like a fake barb.
No, I've been a barb since day one. Everybody like thought I was, and then when she did that, I came out of the closet as a barb.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well then,
What's a barb? What's a barb? Oh, a Nicki Minaj fan. Ah, I see. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, barbarian. I don't think he's a barbarian. I don't think he would make the cut for barbarian personally. I don't know. That may just be my racism speaking.
okay, so that's why you're a fake barb.
No!
Because the real
He had to
barb
go to his
wears
dialogue
armor
tree.
from day one.
I played her music.
Oh, you were
in my
too afraid. You were too afraid to admit it. Okay.
No. Yeah,
Fought with her.
you
I
fought with Nikki on
can't say
We'll
on
skip-
Twitch because I got
yeah.
banned.
White people. Oh no. Now we're speaking about white people. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Wait, what's the other sections? The white people section, homelessness section, meritocracy. Oh no, bro.
You know, I got banned on Twitch for 7 days for saying.
I'm a free.
Ah! For saying what, Hassan?
Beecher, I wouldn't have banned you.
It's crazy.
Well, they banned him for saying like an anti-white slur, which is crazy. No, legit. They banned him for that.
But if they're gonna ban people for other words, then fuck yeah, ban them for that. Fuck yeah.
So you're for more censorship?
No.
He loves
If they're gonna
censorship.
ban people for other words, then it should be universal. If we're not, but I'm for no banning.
But like, do you agree?
Not
that
you get special rights because you're hating on white people.
I think you should.
I never understood this take. That's like, yeah, I'm for this opposite position, but if you're going to take that position, then it should just be worse and less than my position. It should be worse and further away from my. Why? Why would you want that? I genuinely, I don't understand that. I don't get it. Does chat have the saltine pass? Don't call people that. Don't say it if you're talking about it in regards to like a slur. Don't do that. You'll get timed out. Wait, can I get a little mod check? Can I get a check 1 2? Can I get a little mod check?
I unironically think you should get special rights for hitting on white people. 100%. They should actually.
I know.
They should actually elevate you. If you make fun of white people, they should. I'm white. Like, what do you mean? What are you gonna police my speech? I'm fucking white.
That's true. This is kind of racism. Why are you policing white people's language? Kind of especially based on their race. They can't talk about their own. My goodness, the racism here. My goodness, what's happening? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, listen. I mean, I really don't. The thing is, like, the whole reason. I've talked about this before, but the whole reason why that word the good reason, any good reason that that it would be banned would be the fact that it just like is by like definition a slur. So just on the face of it, it just makes the site look bad if people use it all the time. People can. It just falls under like normal harassment basically. So at that point, it's kind of if that's what you're doing, especially if you're like I wouldn't say it's something that, honestly, I think it's like the R word. I think it's way closer to the R word than it is like the N word. You know what I mean? I think that's way closer to the R word than it is to the N word, where people can say it, but you obviously can't call someone it, right? If you're calling someone that just falls under like the casual harassment, and then you obviously get clapped for that. But I don't think it should be just like in and of itself. You don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it type thing. You know, I just don't think it should be policed in that way. But obviously if you're like using it for someone, I think this it's perfectly fine to ban for that, because it's just harassment at that point, obviously.
That's the thing. If they
because like, and like, it's like, dude, white people just, that doesn't like hurt them. I'm not even talking like systemically or anything. Like I can't pull myself to think of a situation where a white person is called the C word, is called a saltine, and they start like crying or something. You know what I mean? It's just like, they're just like, fuck you, you know, more than anything else. It's just like they don't just it doesn't carry the same weight. You know what I mean? At all. All right, we continue.
They ban him for saying like anti-white slurs. They're saying like, oh, he's
not white. Yeah.
But Turkey's in the European Union. That's
no,
white.
it's not.
Middle Eastern isn't white.
It's in NATO. It's in NATO.
It's in NATO.
I misspoke.
Yeah.
I woke up earlier than
It's a
normal
source.
today. I didn't
It's a
say
sore
NATO.
spot for Turks.
Yeah. My bad.
Turkish
I misspoke.
people
I
are
know you're not
Caucasian.
EU.
I want
think
to go
it
to
should
Turkey.
be.
And Hasan
Turkey's
looks
sick.
white.
They'll
Doesn't
love
it
you.
And other
Yeah.
Turkish people
Oh,
look pretty white.
I would love them.
Okay, so wait, what was I gonna say? What were we talking about before? Fuck. Oh,
We
anti-white
started
slurs.
on music.
Yeah, anti-white slurs. I think yes, it should. Be
Leave it
allowed.
to straight
And
white
also,
men to take
not
one
only
more
that, but
thing
they
from
should, like,
women.
give me
Sure
more
out.
money when I say anti-white slurs. Like Twitch should be like, thank you. Here's your check. That's how it should work. Then other anti-ethnic slurs should be allowed? No. I mean, yes, but
That's
like,
true.
except for the ones that you know. which ones.
Except what? Except what?
The K1. I don't know. I think I should be able to be.
We should get $100 check every time we say
He doesn't even know.
an anti-white
I'm
slur.
Jewish, I
Many
can
people
say
are saying this.
He's saying he, as a
love
Jewish
my
person, like he
Jews,
should be able to say it. I shouldn't be able to say it. If you're Muslim, you should extra not be able to say it.
Yeah, there's some unfortunate history there. Yes, there is. If it was my friend who's
Just
Muslim,
kidding.
if it's my friend who's Muslim, I would be like, okay.
Are you gonna get a pass?
Do you?
Yeah,
Can you do that?
yeah.
Can you give passes?
No Jews do it, but I would like to my friends.
No,
like,
if he's white, can he?
No,
go
not on
after
Twitch.
the C word?
yeah, I think so.
You think so?
No.
Twitch views slur passes the same way the bank views like Chuck E. Cheese tokens. If you take them into like cash them in, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, it means something in my heart, but just not to the institution I needed to matter to. You know what I mean? Listen, okay, I'm fine saying that Muslims and Christians don't get the Muslims and Christians don't get the K pass. Probably Muslims more than Christians, but you know, if you said that Christians also don't get the K pass, I wouldn't get up in arms, you know? I wouldn't get up in arms. Yeah, it should be a stream integration where if another streamer can you can't use it against someone, obviously. You can't use it against someone, but you can just say it.
The C word pass is universal. It's a ridiculous one that people are getting.
Thank you, Shifty.
Because like no one has ever been mad. No one has ever actually been mad
But
unless you're
since
like a
y'all
fucking...
ramped up the anti-free speech shit, we're ramping up the anti-white stuff.
Do you think white people are under attack?
I totally do. You're demented.
Okay. You think white people are under attack? It's good.
No.
I love it.
I think
No. So you're sitting on here.
More attacks.
And you're like, yeah, F white people did it. Can you imagine if you did that about one other group?
What? You know, like the situations are like different, right? Everyone's always like, we need to stop the Nazis. We need to stop the Nazis. And then like, can you imagine if you said that about like the LGBT movement? Can you imagine if you just came out and said that we should stop the LGBT movement? Can you imagine that? If you said that about any other group, can you imagine that? Like, what are you talking about, buddy? Like, the situations are like almost completely different. But you know, whatever, I guess. Do your thing. But once again, like it's more like it's just harassment, so it should be banned. It's just harassment.
Yeah, it would be bad and wrong.
Yeah, so it's
But
bad
it's
with
funny
white
when
people.
it's funny and cool and good. when
Okay,
it's for white
it
people.
used to be funny when you could do it to everyone, when you could make like
No.
it
was
funny
never-
when
no.
universal, you could make
It was
fun of
not
everyone,
funny.
but now that you can only make fun of white people, it's like, oh, like that's low hanging fruit. Like come up with a better joke.
No, I
Like,
agree.
You know, that's
I agree.
what I'm
No,
saying.
I
It's just
agree.
like,
I
it's
agree.
not
I agree with
funny
that.
anymore.
I think it's like.
Did he
super
think that
basic,
like menstrual
which is
shows and
why,
shit were
like,
funny?
You know, we should adopt the European style racism, which is like
Banter.
Yeah, ethnic.
Right,
So
well,
like, you know, make fun of Polish people on the virtue of their Polishness.
I'm so
or
excited
that
to
sort
make
thing.
fun of
That's what we should
Canadians.
be adopting, but not the anti-Romani part of it.
Wait, if it's like your friends, I think like, yeah, dude, but like, dude, my friend Dave is Punjabi. He's always
making fun of you?
he's always, you know, going on me or going on our friend who's like a hillbilly, and we're always like, fuck you, you know,
Oh,
get back. And
good, that's
but like
fine.
banter,
Just fun stuff.
Banter
Yeah,
needs
of
to come
course.
back
For sure.
Banter's great. You know?
But yeah, as far as like the anti-white stuff, the white people are people of color.
Oh no, this one.
They are.
This
Fuck
slaps.
it.
This
Fuck
slaps.
it.
I haven't even seen this, but I know it slaps.
What is
Okay?
this?
It did. Fuck
Oh my
yeah.
god. By the way,
White people are people of color. Stop the racism. Stop trying to marginalize white lives and white voices. Yo, he's such a cuck. Cuckarino cappuccino. Northern Line will be the hero to bring back banter. He do be doing a little bit of banter. That's fine.
way, people are unironically asking what your skincare routine is.
Oh, I'll give you all my skin after we watch this.
Okay.
He'll give us.
Made up of a
Wait, is that what I missed? People in the stream got to have a piece of his skin. Man, can you imagine if I could like tan that hide? You know, make a little like leather wallet out of that shit. That'd be pretty sick.
a bunch of different colors on the visible light spectrum. The word white functions as a color in every single language that I speak. So I'd appreciate if the racism against white people stopped immediately. White people are people of color. Stop trying to marginalize their voices. Stop trying to silence white voices. White voices matter. White lives matter. White people are people of color. So stop excluding them from the fray.
So
Love
weird.
that.
That was
Period.
That was you changed my
You
mind.
spoke with
Right,
conviction.
I
Okay.
just had to educate you a little on visible light spectrum.
Yeah. No, that was really-
Also, just so you know, white and black are not colors. They're shades. And black people aren't black. They're brown. They're brown. They're like hues. They're not technically colors. No. We call them a color because we see them, but it's not technically a color now. Call me pink. Why people do be a little pink? You know what I mean? I've been to water parks during the summer, okay? I've seen some pink ass white people, and I'm genuinely concerned for their health and well-being. You know what I mean? Just like an absolute. I'm worried for them. I hope they're okay. I took one of my female friends to the water park once. Girl got a girl got a sunburn instantly. Did not tan. It was just instantly burned. It was wild. We took one ride around the park on the lazy river and she was just done. How? It's so sad. Yeah, I've seen some like lobster ass white people that just got goddamn boiled when they go to the park. Vampire white. My GF is vampire. That is so sad. It's so sad because this isn't even saying any. It's just like it's just like those types of white people just like are not built to live in this country. They're just not built for it. They just can't do it. They just can't do it. That's wild to me. Gotta go. Got fat old white guys looking like the communist flag. Hello, comrade. Hello, comrade. You got boiled, instantly boiled. My goodness. But I listen. Okay, I've just genuinely go back to Scandinavia. I'm just saying. Yeah, take care. That like I worry for them. I worry for them. Like I'll go like especially like during like especially hot summers and summer days. Like those guys are just like they're dying. They're like literally dying. Like actual literal death. It's like if you leave them outside, they'll just die. You know? You think about that? It's not even like extreme conditions. If you just leave them outside, they'll just die. Wild to me.
Brilliant. You had to go to the sciences.
Yeah.
You had to go to the
trust
hard
the science.
sciences.
Trust the science.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
See, that's the real thing the CDC should have told us.
Done.
That white people are a color.
Yeah.
So
If they had
stop
done
the
that,
anti-whiteness.
dude, if they had done that, people would have stopped dying of COVID in March. I don't know how, but it would have helped.
So yeah, no, I think that I mean, if we're gonna be serious about it, no, I think that like oppression on the virtue of whiteness is not a real thing. Obviously, because whiteness as a concept is like built around dominance and exclusion. That's why Barack Obama is not considered a white person, but a black.
Whiteness is inherently
blackness. He doesn't. My friends don't even know
there is
that
not
he's
a
mixed race.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? You mean leans into his blackness? What does that mean? What does lean into your... How do you lean into your whiteness? What? But people don't even know he's mixed race. Yeah, because we think, oh, slightly brown must be just black. And that's it. And that's just it. We should start calling Christian Walker white. I think so personally, okay? You know what? I'm doing it. He's just white now. Sorry. He's just white. He is just as white as he is black. He is white. It be that way. There's nothing else I can do about this, you know? He wants to be called white. His mom is white. Good. Give him what he wants. Blackness is a crutch. I'm leaning on it. It gets you extra brownie points. Get it?
He totally leans into
It doesn't
his
because
black
it doesn't
side.
matter. Like no one would ever be like Barack Obama's white.
But
you know
no,
what I mean?
but if he's the one who says he's black, etc., etc. He doesn't say he's mixed race. So no, he's not white and he's not black. He's mixed.
I mean, but it doesn't matter. Even if he said he
Wait, your race changes depending on how you act. So if you're equally white as you are black, then but it's just what is this goddamn postmodernist views on race? Yeah, quantum race theory. We have no clue what race he is until he tells us. What are you talking about? You just get to choose? It's just up in the air then? You get to pick one? You just get to pick one? It's wild. He's anti-trans at the same time, obviously.
He's mixed.
He doesn't think about this stuff.
You're saying like, everyone that's
everyone
that's mixed doesn't say they're biracial. No, but so the point is, it comes from the one drop rule, right? I mean, you know this, I think. Like, you were educated in America.
Yes,
I
but
don't
I'm
know.
not living in slave time, so.
It was
I know,
not
but,
just
like,
slave
that's where
times.
It comes from. It's not like it changed. You
Well,
know
what
what
do
I
you
mean?
mean? Like, if someone's considered black or not, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fundamental part of like American societal development. Is it came with the preservation of slavery early on, and all of the fucking attitudes haven't changed. Like you're black, and the reason why you're black and not
Thanks
something
for telling
different.
me, Hasan.
No, I mean I know you know this,
Letting me know.
but like the reason why the reason why Barack Obama is black is because he has at least like one drop or more of black genes in him that slavers.
Well, a
very long
lot
time
of
ago
black
decided.
people don't think biracial people are full black. That's kind of a new movement. So, are you speaking for
New movement? What the fuck are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? It's new. Like, mixed race people are not new.
It's very real.
This is not a new thing. Lots of mixed race, especially darker mixed race people were accepted into the like black community. They I mean, obviously at times there was struggle and strife, that does happen. Because of like especially like how they're treated. Those people aren't they definitely aren't treated white. But they are afforded like more. Typically, they are afforded more rights than just like than this like darker skinned black people. So because of that, then they're in the like weird flux of like oppression, right? And so that makes things like complicated. But at the same time, it's not like this has never happened before. This is not like a new fucking movement. What are you talking about? Good pause. This does wrap it up. Like, his face.
for the black kings and queens?
So there's a lot of like intra-community fighting on shit like that. There's also colorism, yada yada.
So you're just talking.
I personally don't give a shit. Obviously, it's not my business per se. I do watch. Felix and I both watch from afar.
You do. Just to keep in the culture.
We are.
I think I'm gonna get involved soon, though.
Oh,
I'm gonna be like the CIA in Syria and just start funding all different types of groups.
Let's
Yeah, I
go.
think it's time. I think everyone needs to hear from me on this issue.
Yeah, I agree.
But ultimately, yeah, it's just like that's the reason why whiteness in and of itself is not like something you call out unless you're like a huge bitch. You know what I mean? Like, anyone that fucking cries about like white people being attacked is like on the basis of being white and not on the basis of being like a worker or any other kind of like actual fucking marginalization is a huge bitch.
For
100%.
me, it has to do with we can't talk or even make a joke about anyone else, but you can you can hate speech, which I don't believe in, white people, and you're not consequenced for it at all. So
So you can hate speech them, but it's not a problem? Oh, good, I guess. Don't you want less hate speech? I don't know. How can you even call this hate speech? You said you don't believe in hate speech.
Not
that's
real.
right
It's not
in
real.
your. What's not real about it?
Hate speech against white people is not real. 100%. Like, if it was real, then like it can't be real because it's about dominance. Like whiteness is not
So
a real thing.
you're. I don't believe white people are supreme to everyone else, but you do, or you believe that
No, I
society
don't think.
makes them
I don't
supreme?
think.
Cringe.
I'm not a white supremacist.
I don't think white people are supreme to anyone else. What I'm simply stating is that whiteness is a concept.
Very curious. Very curious, Mr. Walker. You're not?
Historically and in contemporary society is used as the dominant class of individuals. And whiteness as a concept is expanded throughout history. There was a time when Irish people were not considered white. There was a time when Greek people were not considered white. There was a time when Polish people were not considered white.
Italians, yeah,
Jews,
everyone.
Italians, right? So that concept is expanded to create a larger in-group. Now Hispanics are considered white as well. You
Not
have white
y'all.
Hispanics. So well, have you met a Cuban person? They definitely consider themselves to be white and are very white in general, depending on.
See, and I also don't attach certain qualities to skin color. Like this is a whiteness. This is
No,
this
I
is
know, but
functioning
as a
whiteness.
political concept, that's where the history comes from, and that's
Here's the thing. This mindset is like really cringe. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you believe. I don't care how you go about your life. It doesn't matter. All right. Because what you think and what is are two incredibly different things. All right. People will like these type of people like cringe at like progressives, like just looking at the way the world is and then trying to say that we're trying to make it that or something. It's just not true. I'm sorry that you decide not to look at that. You decide to like close your eyes and put your fingers in your ear and try to like not listen or see anything. But if you simply because you like stick your head in the ground does not mean everything that you don't want to look at has just magically vanished. This is just the way the world is. That's all Hasan is saying. So because of that, yeah, it is real. This is how it works. It has nothing to do. We've not added a value statement to this problem yet. What do you think about Fabian? Cringe.
That's precisely what it's being utilized as ultimately, and that's exactly the reason why, from a political point of view, it's like hate speeching someone against white, hate speeching people for being white is ridiculous, and that's why everybody intrinsically understands that it's ridiculous. That's why like most white people would laugh when you say someone is a C word. I can't believe I'm saying C word now because I don't want to get banned, but that's the reason.
C word time.
No, it's fine. I mean, I as long as you don't call someone the C word.
Got it.
Well, dude, you showed us a video of you being a white supremacist. What do you mean?
Oh, I think he means like the white people of color video. I think that's as somebody who constantly says things that I know are going to like upset people or like get a reaction. It's just like the type of person I am. I can tell when someone else is doing that. Like you didn't really. I don't believe that you got up and you're like, oh, I've realized this thing that like.
We all know I was making a point.
Yeah.
Unless you're.
No, I'm saying that you're not making. I'm saying that it's like you're like, damn, I know this is really gonna get people.
But I'm
gonna get yelled at, and I want to get yelled at.
I mean,
it
was funny and pushy, but I stand by my.
Do you think you could be like anti? You think you could be bigoted against straight people?
Straight?
Yeah, straight people.
I mean, sure. I think you could be have something against straight people. Yeah.
Like if someone was like fucking breeders, like, do you think that that's like hate speech?
I mean, I don't believe in hate.
Boy, I love breeding. My goodness. Ted Cruz, for example, he did come from Canada, and he is cringe.
So any way you talk,
but like, would you make a defense of like people being anti-straight in the same way that you did for people being anti-white?
Only if people weren't allowed to make gay jokes, then I.
What do you mean by gay jokes?
You're saying heterophobia is technically. You're strategically saying heterophobia could be real if homophobia is real.
Yeah.
Do you think homophobia is real?
I think there's people that hate gays, yeah, and I think there's gays who have things against straights as well. I mean, I don't see that as often as the anti-white stuff.
You think there's gays against straights?
Huh?
You think there's like actual heterophobia?
I don't know, but I think there could be for sure.
I mean, it's like, but you understand, right? It's like the default is like considered straightness, right? So that's part of the reason why it's like ridiculous if someone was like, oh, I can't believe they're making fun of breeders or making fun of cishet people. Like, it would just be ridiculous.
Well, there's a lot more straight people in the world than white people as well, so.
You know, there's just one thing on this, is that it seems like a lot of the hate straight people and hate like men, both of those things seem to always, for some reason or another, always tie back into transphobia. It seems to just like, you know, they're going in one direction, and then out of nowhere they're able to pull transphobia out of their hat. And all of those all of the people who pull that type of shit, all of them are transphobic. Literally all of them. I haven't seen someone who like pulls that type of like cishet cringe, straight people cringe that aren't transphobic. Very few. I am heterophobic. Good. You're gender fluid? Good, because I'm thirsty. Walker busting out the weird shit. He is a little strange. He's a strange boy.
I think white people are a global minority, technically. So.
Also, Kira, thank you so much for the prime.
Global minority.
Okay.
That's because whiteness, in and of itself,
because you're saying, but
is built on purity. So the only way to preserve whiteness or white people is literally by making sure that miscegenation doesn't happen.
But this whiteness concept, whiteness is being like a belief or what? I reject that.
What are you talking about, man?
Belief system to a skin color.
But let me put it this way. He's just saying like how America like moves the goalpost or like what is white, where it's like, all right, we got to like expand it for this people like they did with like Irish people and like Jews and shit.
Yeah.
Just like that, it's in the same way that like if you're a Chinese guy in China, that's being white there, kind of. Or if you're like, if you're a
he's just like, it's just like these guys state a fact, and he's like, that ideology, I just like don't believe in it, bitch. It's not an ideology. It's just how the world is. What are you talking about? This is not an ideology. We're just giving you straight facts. We haven't even put a value judgment on it yet. It's just how the world is. And he's already like kicking and screaming. So it's like idealism? That's right. That is having ideas.
If you're a Gulfi in Saudi Arabia, you're right there.
Right.
Same deal.
Like it's just the default mode. It's
right,
the default in group, whatever the default like character class is. You know what I mean? That's just whiteness here in Western, in America especially, because like the concept of black and white is like pretty American the way that we understand it. It's like unique, and that is it just means you're in the in class, you're in the dominant in group.
Okay, well, you keep hating on whenever you want. I'll defend them, but don't get mad when I make a joke about someone.
Okay,
else.
but how? Okay, can you tell me an example of how you would defend the white race then, if it is a race, without like coming across like a Nazi?
Well, no. If I mean,
Miscegenation,
there
there's no problem
was
with that, right?
there was a literal genocidal Twitter space where a group
Genocide.
of people.
He's talking about group chats.
It's real.
Genocidal.
Y'all, they were calling for white people to literally be exterminated, like sent to camps, literally. And you might think it's funny. They were.
You think it's funny, though.
No, I
think it's
no,
funny.
but I think
No
that's
shot.
wrong.
You think that's?
But you know that they're not gonna get it together. They're not.
Well,
doing
they're
it.
not. No, they're not going to do. But I'm against that type. But like, it's not cute.
Okay, but notice how you immediately.
Here's the thing. All of a sudden, like these types of people, especially like Christian, they'll like Mr. Waka, all right? They'll always go, everyone's we care too much about people's feelings. I can't believe this. We can't live life. It's just this life. Everyone's so soft. And then all of a sudden, people make these jokes. What happened to your edgy jokes, bestie? What happened to your totally cool edgy jokes? You don't like edgy jokes anymore? They're not funny anymore? I don't joke like that, and I wouldn't be around people who like really joke like that. If the context really depends, right? But just like casually joking like that, like unprompted, especially, I wouldn't be friends with those types of people. I don't like those type of people. But like, where's your crying about cancel culture now? Like, you trying to shut those people down? Where's your crying about like edgy jokes are dead now? What happened to comedy? Comedy's dead. Remember, you guys like bitch and moan, piss and shit your pants about that 24/7. And all of a sudden now they come crying. I can't ever say that. Shut up.
Went to like what the other side is saying and your reaction to the other side. Is there a way where you can assume a defensive position?
Listen, he's half white, so he's half hurt.
Of the white race without coming across like a Nazi.
Sure, just like people defend the black race, defend the Latino.
So you're saying white pride, like as opposed to black pride?
No, if you can have black pride, then you don't have to hate on white people, or white person shouldn't have to hate themselves either.
Well,
you're not a white supremacist just because you think, oh shit, I don't take responsibility for what my ancestors did and I don't hate my skin color. That's not being a white supremacist.
That's not what we're talking about, though. No one should hate their own skin color. That's ridiculous. But why do you think there's a association with white pride and white supremacy? Do you understand why there's an association with white pride and white supremacy?
Oh yeah, I understand.
Because they're fucking culture vultures. Because they're fucking culture vultures. They saw black pride, they saw black power, and they were like, that shit's good. We gotta do it ourselves, and that's why they were like, white power.
If you can have black pride, if you can.
Same thing with the martyrs. They said they wanted to make their own George Floyd's, and now they have Kyle Rittenhouse.
I mean,
and Ashley Babbitt.
Far, right? Gotta go back.
Because they were mad that black people were getting killed and people didn't like it. Breonna Taylor,
Because it was like, okay, what's the biggest white group in America? It's Germans. Germans took over. Every American's German. Germans, though, when they were showing up, they had their own shit. They took over Wisconsin. They were doing cool shit. They were doing cool shit there. They had their own thing going all over the place. World War I happens. This war that America should have never been involved in. We have nothing to do with these fucking cousins fighting. We have nothing to do with it. But they whipped everyone
terrible
up.
war. Destroy the Ottoman Empire.
Yes.
Not good.
Fuck that war. They whipped everyone up. They whipped everyone up against the Germans. They're like, it's the fucking Germans' fault. Fuck them. And all these Germans in America were like, we're not German, we're American. And they give up everything. They have no more identity. And then time passes, and then, they can't go back to being German. They can't wear the fucking lederhosen and eat the sausage and do all the shit.
I want my lederhosen back. Anymore. Remember what they took from you.
So if they're getting into any ethnic pride at all, they're just like, pan-whiteism. And it's stupid because it's like, all those countries they're born to fight each other. All the European countries, they all hate each other.
Dude, European countries were just built off killing each other. That's all they did. European countries did three things, okay? Build monarchies, farm plants, and kill each other. That's it. And they did the first two just so they could achieve the second, just so they could achieve the third. Don't forget slave. Oh yeah, that's true. My bad. They love their slavery. They love their kingdoms, and they loved growing food, and then they loved killing people. And that's basically it. That's just how they spent most of their time for like hundreds of years. Yeah, and lie. That's it. Like if you ever look back through like the history of like Europe, it's just like, oh baby, a new fight. All right, we stopped fighting. We ran out of food. All right, pause. Well, let's farm this year, and in 3 years we're gonna beat your ass, and we get to fight again. Let's go. Let's go. It's wild. It is wild. Just it's just like it's like since people think that it was so long ago that it doesn't matter now until they're going to be doing the same thing with and so like when other countries like today are put in like even worse conditions and they fight now, oh, these people, there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with them. It was like in Europe, it was the coolest thing ever to go fight and die. Like boys were raised, they were like boys pop out of the womb, okay? And they rinse that bitch off, and they put a sword in his hand, and they put a helmet on his head, and then they go train him to go kill people. And then they're like, man, I can't wait until I'm 16 and I can join the military, and then I'll die, and it's gonna be so good. Like moms would like disown their sons for not going and dying in the war. It's just wild. And then all of this is documented. They do this all the time. It's just insane. You know what? You know what actually stopped that idea from being like prevalent in Europe? World War I. That was it. That was the view about war in Europe all the way up until World War I. People were like pogging to the moon that a new war was happening, and then it got really bad, and then it got way worse than the other wars because of technology. And now they're like, wait, this actually isn't fun anymore. This isn't fun anymore. You know, and then we did like another war, and now we have nuclear bombs, and now everybody thinks that war isn't fun anymore. Yeah, and then machine guns came. It's not cool. It's not cool anymore. It used to be really cool. Now it's not, and I don't like it. It was like it was that for a while, all right? Europe is not like some pristine pog place. It is really not.
Even though they're all quite literally directly related to one another, especially the royal classes are fucking each other, and they're all cousins at the same time. Yeah. So much so that they have their own genetic inbreeding.
Yeah, they got that Megamind forehead, inbred forehead.
Royal families. Anyway,
but I'm just saying, like every place has something to be proud of. Germans should be like into being German.
I totally agree.
Even I think
totally agree.
It's like
so
all their shit's cool.
So that's what the difference is, though. Like,
but
people can trace back their lineage, and most white people, almost all white people, even if they have become Americanized after like a million fucking generations of being here, can trace back their lineage to a specific, country. Like,
right.
Also, this is different. Don't just conflate an ethnic group with white. Don't do it. Yeah, that's different. You can't just say that. If someone is proud of being Italian, as many Italians are, okay, like that's not them being proud of being white. That's them being proud of being Italian. Okay, they're proud of that culture and that history and that country, not of being white. Don't confuse the two. Don't do it. Don't confuse someone being proud of being like Kenyan with being proud of being just black. That's not it. The only reason that these like power and pride movements came about was because they were given no power and they were told not to be proud of anything that they were. They were told that they were like subhuman. So obviously they had to make a counter movement that said be proud of like who you are, because they be proud of who you are, and obviously it had to go on the line of skin color, because they hated them on the line of skin color. It didn't matter where you came from in Africa. If you were like brown, they just hated you. That's it. That's just it. Or like gay pride that came around not because gay people were like, boy, oh my gosh, I love being homosexuality. I want to mix it into my milk. Oh wow, let me go talk to the local water purification center. I need to go dump some gay in the water so everybody can get a taste of it. That's not what happened. They were like killed and told to not be proud of who they are, and so they made a movement to be proud of who they are, just so they can be normal again. It's wild. Homo milk? Many people are saying this.
White people are like, I'm German and Irish, blah, 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 right? You know what I mean? Like, if you're living in Chicago, you're Polish. Doesn't matter what you are. If you live in fucking the tri-state, you're Italian. Doesn't matter what your background is.
Right.
You're just fucking Italian. Massachusetts, area, New England, Irish, and a cop. That's where all the cops come from. So the point is, like, black people obviously don't have that because of racism and slavery.
We can't trace our
Right.
Can you trace your roots back to like what specific country it
when
comes
my
from?
ancestors sold us into slavery? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do that because of chattel slavery, which is why it was like a collective identity created from the intergenerational trauma and having to, associate with a new thing. But that's it. But that is the main difference between like people having, pride or black pride and white pride. That's the main difference, is that like the oppressor taking on the SJW shit of an actually oppressed group.
I wasn't championing white pride. I was championing not hating on white people in the same way you shouldn't hate on any other race. And if you do want to hate on white people, don't cancel someone from work for making a comment about someone else. And I stand by, and there's nothing like that's my view.
Cope.
I'm of the personal opinion. I mean, really the only guy who thinks this, that all races should be friends. The first guy to ever say that.
Thank you, Felix.
Holy shit.
Just stop canceling Nazis. What? We watch.
Anyway, okay. But yeah, there's a
My
difference
friend Ben
between...
Morris says hi. I'm sorry. I should have said that.
There's a difference between like, someone in Nigeria who has like Nigerian pride versus an African descendant of slaves here in America. That's where that, that's the main difference, is that
we were
people were victim to chattel slavery. But yeah, that was
he thinks his ancestors sold his relatives into slavery or some shit. I mean, if you're just looking at it like white black, then maybe.
Okay, so
just be against the
white people are
slavery
under attack. We
part.
established that. Probably the most oppressed, I would say.
For sure.
If there's a group of people
in America,
oh yeah, totally. I mean, I can't. Same with cisgender people, obviously, heterosexuals, all that. Especially if you're an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, they are the most marginalized.
No one else.
Too, for sure.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, no one. It's like
no one disagrees with that.
Where's
the
MLK for anti-vaxxers?
That's true.
We're waiting on him. And
yeah, you know what I mean. I have a dream that
actually
anti-vax.
Sorry, this is untrue. No matter what anti-vaxxers say, the most oppressed group will still always be gamers. All right, just anti-vaxxers are all getting up. Anti-vaxxers are getting mad now, specifically because they're getting the gamer treatment. All right. And they still don't even have like maybe even like 70% of like what we get. All right. Sorry. Get a taste of how it feels like to be the most oppressed minority of all. Gamers.
And vaccinated can get away. Yeah, exactly. That we can all go to Applebee's for $5 jalapa.
Without a passport.
Let's go.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. What else? Oh wait, what do you think about California homelessness?
Fuck it.
What's your take on how do you think we should be dealing with a homelessness crisis?
I think leaving them in tents on the street or poo is not the way.
Yeah,
no,
we're in agreement there. But like, what do you think is the alternative solution?
I don't know. Put them in a homeless shelter.
Well, homeless shelters suck. We already have shelters, but they're dog shit for the most part.
I mean,
would you be opposed? Would you be opposed to
housing and all this bullshit? No.
So you're not opposed to housing?
Because we're building housing right now, and I actually had a friend who, I don't know if he's an architect or what, but he gave me the number on how much it is per unit, and it's more than some low-wage working class Americans units are. So no, I don't know what the solution is.
Wait, but
building.
But part of the reason why they become
housing,
homeless is quite literally that what you're talking about, is that like it's really, really unaffordable to have a house if you are a working class individual.
We're not free housing. No, then let's leave them on the streets.
You're not.
And you're not. No.
No, I'm not. Way. No, but don't even. We're not going down that route.
Wait, why not?
Oh, here we go.
Why not? You don't
because it's not. It won't just be homeless. That's not what you're proposing. You're about to go into free universal housing or something.
No, Paul.
Why not?
Wait. Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
You stop the homelessness by giving people homes. Listen, I'm a socialist. Okay, I haven't said this for a while, and many people will get mad at me. Many people will get mad. Big cam this. This is important. All right. Many people don't like this, but this is just true. Okay? I am a socialist. And when the revolution comes, the enemies of socialism will get the wall. They'll get one wall. And they'll get 3 more. They'll get 4 whole walls and a roof and heating and cooling. They'll get water and food. They'll get free healthcare and a well-paying job. All right? That's what they'll get. That's what they'll get. Everyone deserves a home. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And a floor too. Yeah, we can't forget that. Everyone deserves one. Okay? It doesn't matter. Everybody should get a home. There's no point to putting people on the street. It only gets worse. Life only gets worse. What? I'm working. Did I miss the heated parts? I think we're in a heated part right now. Yeah, free healthcare, bro. Yeah, and they get childcare and free education. Oh. No, he's coming.
This meme is very real.
So true, Marjorie. Give him a treat. Oh no. You're gonna reward his behavior. Ugh. Alright, Stinky. Come here. It's treat time. Come here, Stinky. Hello? Oh, it's Shady. Alright, well, I gotta give him a treat too. Give me a second. 2 dogs? I have 3. We have hey, don't knock over my camera, bud. Chief. Hey, fatty. Come here. You can't sleep on the camera, bud. Oh my goodness. He's trying to destroy my goddamn setup. Wait. I'm working. I'm working, bud. Goodness. All right. Rescue or adopt? It was an adoption. My brother did some work for a friend, and they were busy breeding, and so this, and they were breeding, and so they asked if he wanted a pup, and he picked one out, and now we have him here. You saw the wagon you're all in? What the fuck? Sexual harassment.
No, I don't want the. I don't want.
But like, explain. You obviously have a point of view, but like, why?
Well, I mean, for a lot of the homeless we have in LA, I don't find this in other cities. It's more of a drug issue, more of a mental health issue, more of a different type of issue, and I don't.
That's because you're seeing like.
Whoa, wait! Don't you think that we should tackle this from like many different ways? Then don't you think that would be super cool? If that's the case, if it's like if there's like a multitude of issues leading to this one problem, that maybe we should fix that problem. Don't you think that we should fix like drug usage? Don't you think that we should fix mental health issues? Don't you think that we should fix like all of this stuff? Don't you think that'd be cool, buddy, pal, friend, huh? But don't you think that'd be great if we actually did that, huh? Wow, wouldn't that be fun? And then we could help not only. And then do the universal housing as well. So not only we'll be able to help the like drug issue and the mental health issue. We'll also be able to help the homeless issue as well. All do it in one. Oh my goodness. Let's fix these issues.
The final tier of homelessness. Most homeless people, 41% plus, I believe, depending on what study you're looking at, still have a job. But you don't see them as homeless. They're invisibly homeless, right? So they have insecure housing. Either they live on people's couches or they're couch surfing, or they live out of their cars and parking lots. And that's like the first tier of homelessness. And that the majority of, or if not every single homeless person's starting point is because they've been priced out of the housing market because rent keeps going up, regardless of whether wages are going up or not. Rent keeps going up. Landlords are fucking pieces of shit. They keep raising the rents. Homeless people or people no longer can afford rent, so they start living out of their cars and whatnot. Now that is insecure housing. That's really a traumatic experience overall. I'm sure you've never had to experience something like that where you're like, I don't know if I'll be able to fucking sleep with a shelter over my head, with a roof over my head tonight. It makes it harder.
Maybe.
Makes it harder for people to shower and all this like basic.
My man, I'm sorry. I find it hard to believe that Mr. Walker over here cares about other human beings. You know what I mean? It's just like the way he thinks and talks about these issues. I find it hard to believe he has empathy for people who are suffering at all. He just does not care. Hello, Sock Den left. Check the housing first approach. Was always literally developed to deal with people with more than one issue. Traditional stair model works decently for people if housing is affordable, about one issue or less. I'm just like, I'm not saying that we need to like take like a step approach. I'm just saying that we should have everything there. So we should be putting people in houses. But if like a big reason for why they're homeless in the first place is because of like mental health or drug issues, just getting them a house won't fix those two. So we should also have mental health services, and we should also have drug services as well. So it's just like just put everything together. We need all of these things to happen. And don't you think that would help the homeless problem? There'd be less suffering and less homeless people. I'm agreeing with you. All right. Housely First nicely complements mental health and drug programs. It perfectly. My goodness, it's so good. Also, thanks for the memes, bud. I appreciate you. Also, were you a part of my present that came? Were you a part of it? Because if you were, I would like to thank you as well. I don't want to. If you were in there, I don't want to just praise one half of the puzzle. Homeless justifies police. We need to stop. We should make it illegal for police to talk to homeless people unless they're in the middle of a crime. All right. This is, if I ever become a politician, that's my law. All right. That's my one law. Here's a no, but you could thank him anyways. I would love to thank him. Thank you. Thank you, SDL. I appreciate you. That's my law. Okay. It's illegal, 100% illegal for police to speak or interact with homeless people unless asked or in the middle of a crime. That's it. They can't do anything else. Police just like goddamn gun down homeless people. Shit's insane. It's insane. It's insanity. We do need that like cahoots thing, if you guys know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched that video we did responding to Destiny, which you should. I don't know why you wouldn't. You definitely should. It's a great video. That was a really well-researched, good video. Just sometimes people don't care about important things, and that's the sad part, but you know how it be.
Basic stuff that we take for granted, and that's a really traumatizing experience. Then you usually lose your job because you can't deal with like fucking being houseless and insecure. And also keep up a job at the same time. So then you move on to the second tier where like you become a homeless person that like loses their car because they can't make the payments or whatever. And then you're living on the street. And that's when you start self-medicating by trying to fucking escape and deal with the trauma by doing drugs and a fuckload of other shit. And that's when you start doing the hard drugs.
You don't think some people become homeless because they're addicts and that fucks the rest of their life out?
Well, that's what people think is happening. But if you look at the actual studies, no. The real reason is because people are priced out of their housing
Christian,
market.
just anecdotally, I've known a lot of pillheads in my life.
I hate it when they say his name. I hate it because I think because it freaks me out. I get like a chill because I'm like, how does he know my name? How is he speaking to me? Oh my goodness. It's scary, bro. Freaking horrifying.
All of them lived in a place.
Yeah, smug little face.
Okay, like if you make someone, even make them do it like a fucking year. Like a year of like living on the fucking street, like in and out of shelters, because like, yeah, they're unreliable, they're shitty, they're unfortunately like privately funded, and like most private charities like of varying dependability. But like you make someone live outside where they're always looking over their fucking shoulder and always like making sure that no one's gonna call the cops on them, always making sure that like they're not noticed, but just trying to get enough to eat, trying to find a place to like wipe their ass, all these degrading things that like it
people do need to be wiping their ass.
Like,
I agree.
Bit, you know?
Maybe so for this proposed homelessness initiative of giving out free housing, do you have to pass a drug test in order to live there or no?
No, absolutely not. No, why? Who cares? Everybody,
can you just be there for free?
I don't think doing drugs means you don't deserve a house. I don't think doing drugs means, or not having a job means that you do not deserve a house. You are not, no person does not deserve a house. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you need to do a drug test. Fuck are you saying? What are you saying? Amount of money, job status, drug abuse status should not disqualify you for having a home. Now, maybe like the type of home in still like a market-based economy, okay, but a home, a safe home that can do everything that you need should not be barred from someone no matter what. But Shark, you don't get it? The Dare Lion said drugs were bad. That's true. I forgot about that. Imagine if Wall Street traders and Bezos lost their homes and money because they did drugs. Maybe they should. I'm pretty sure all of those people do drugs. All right, let's be honest. All right, I've seen commercials for the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm pretty sure rich people do drugs. One weed equals one house. I love it. Just quit cold turkey on the street. Yeah, just stop. Have you ever thought about not?
Here's the thing.
What's
You're
the-
drug free, right? But that is not the common place. That's not common for like.
Wait, what does cocaine taste like? Do I have anybody who's like tasted it? What's cocaine taste like? Anyways.
90% of Americans. Like the only difference between the fucking person who's like who's living on the streets and like is addicted to heroin or whatever, and you know every fucking wine mom that watches MSNBC or Fox News, depending on what they believe in, that is like barred the fuck out in order to like forget how miserable their fucking existence is the fact that one has access to shelter and the other doesn't.
I don't meet these moms.
So I don't want to.
I don't.
You live in California. You fucking do.
You've met some Klonopin.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, if you live in like if you live in the suburbs, honestly, you've probably met some moms who do drugs. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest. Okay, it's the suburbs. Come on. Come on.
Zombies and not realize it.
Yeah, 1000%, dude. Are you kidding me? The 1,000-yard stare from like every mom that you've ever met at a function is barred the fuck out. Okay, straight up. So the point is like that. It doesn't matter. A housing first policy.
It tastes like lighter fluid. What is lighter fluid? Hello? Are you okay? I've never been like, hey yo, who up sipping they lighter fluid? I've never been like, I don't know what lighter fluid tastes like. I don't know what? You people worry me.
Is actually quite successful in rehabilitating people because you're eliminating one of the largest insecurities that people have that makes it almost impossible for them to even
I haven't.
try to go down the path of rehabilitation. So once you address that major need, right? Once you address that major need, all of a sudden they actually can go down the pathway of rehab and you know creating better and becoming productive workers again if that's what people care about. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Tastes like horse urine. There we go. Now you're speaking my language.
Why I believe in a housing first policy. And countries that do that are very successful. I mean, Red Vienna. Have you ever been to Austria?
I've never been. No.
So Vienna has
Christian Walker. He makes me so uncomfortable. Just look at him. Look, he looks evil. He looks evil. Okay. Listen, I hope this isn't like sneaky homophobia inside of me. But like this boy looks evil. There's something about him. There's something about him. All right. Who's don't even exist anymore? What's a loot? Homophobia activated. Nah, he looks evil. All right. Disney villain brows. Yeah, there you go. No, you're right. He does. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I needed the confirmation from my from part of the diversity of my my audience for this one because I'm just like, man, just the way he moves, the way he acts, especially talking about this stuff is just like, man. Wait, what is this? No, please. No, he's not talking about. No, please. I hate my life. No, he's not talking about the M&Ms. I don't know. Here, we'll have to save that one. Of course. $1 million TV show. Late night TV show. Let's talk about how they made the green M&M model less sexy. Nice. I can't welcome back to Tucker Carlson Tonight. They made the green M&M less fuckable. Like, oh, 54-year-old Fox News viewers reeling in their lazy boys. You're confusing homophobia with rich people phobia? You know what? You're right. Maybe I'm just racist against rich people. Maybe that's it. Cause like, I don't know. I've known some people who like carry themselves normally, who come from like rich families, and I've known some people who are pretty bad when it comes from rich families. I think it's the rich. You're right. It is the rich people phobia. And since I mixed up the rich people phobia, since I didn't recognize that means I am homophobic. I'm sorry, guys. I failed you.
65% of Vienna housing is public housing. that the government built.
Yeah, I don't want to live in Vienna.
No, it's beautiful though.
Vienna's awesome.
Yeah,
Vienna's,
it's
looks
fucking
nicer
incredible. It's
than
one of the
most places in
nicest,
America.
one of the nicest fucking cities. I would love to live there.
Like even just
Yeah.
like you don't even have to like Park City, Utah, right?
Ew.
They made like government housing.
The
for homeless
poors.
people. And it was an enormously successful policy. And like, if fiscal conservatism, if that's like your only angle, like I don't have to really give a shit about it, but like if you do, it ended up costing them a lot less money than just the current system of like, all right, we have the cops clear people out and we play whack-a-mole here. It was broadly successful. I don't know. Everyone should be in favor of it.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City too. I thought just Park City, Utah.
This is their public
Damn,
housing.
dude.
It's fucking sick. It's so sick. Their
That does
affordable
look pretty
housing is,
baller.
Like 65% of Vienna's housing units that are available are quite literally built by the government. They're super cheap. They're super affordable for people, and people want to live in those spaces. Like these are spaces that are.
That does look pretty sick. I will say, I do like that. Look, it's like they got goddamn plants growing everywhere. It's a pretty cool place. Now, Walker, look at his fucking face. He said affordable, and this is the face he made. Oh no. Look, affordable housing. He's looking at it like someone just threw up in front of him. Oh my gosh. It does look a little like Halo. You're right. The poors
that foster communities. These are spaces that have like fucking pools and gyms and shit like that. So you get like you actually are coexisting with other people. It's a wonderful system. That's I think it's brilliant. I wish we could have shit like this.
And like honestly, like we should want all people to feel the maximum amount of dignity and togetherness that is possible.
Yeah,
like this is it. This is it, man.
That.
Yeah.
So
that the official government line isn't just like, all right, well if you fuck up, you're gonna sleep outside.
And the worst part about it is like we have enough money to do this shit. That's the worst fucking part about it is that like the only reason why we don't do this shit is so that both liberal and Republican fucking rich like homeowners can continue using their fucking homes as
the
an investment
NIMBYs.
vehicle. And I say this as someone who's fucking living in a very nice house.
The NIMBYs. This is like a really difficult problem to fix. We talked about this a little bit. CNN actually made a pretty good video on like how liberal areas like doth profess that they care so much about like the poor, but then drain all of their resources from poor places in their city. Like push their city council to pass laws that stop like other like rich resources going to like poor places, just making them worse and worse and worse. There'll be like a school that has leaking pipes and is falling apart, and across the street there'll be like a school with a fucking like water fountain in like Greenwall. You know what I'm talking about? And all of them use like iPads in every single class. It's just it's really sad because they have all the political power because they have money. They have the money, so they have the political power. The people who they hurt, they're politically disenfranchised because they don't have money. And so since you have all the money, you have the time, you can make it to those city council meetings. You're more likely to vote. And so they basically control these places, stop affordable housing from being put up, which happens all the time in California, which is a huge reason why they're losing a bunch of people, and they just can't escape like the death grip. They can't escape the death grip of the NIMBYs. We must put an end to them. We must put an end to them. They were right. I couldn't handle that affordable house sissy. So true. I hate it. I hate it. I hate. They can afford it. They shouldn't be able to.
That I do not care for as an investment opportunity, but instead like shelter for me and my family. You know what I mean? I think it's really fucking
Soup
stupid.
for my family.
We have to treat home ownership like an investment vehicle, and that's precisely why we can't ever do anything like public housing, because God forbid we have affordable housing units available to people, then everyone's home prices are going to go down, and oh no, we can't have that. We can't have that happen because no one wants to fucking live in their house for 30 years. Everyone wants to, move out and like move on to bigger and better things.
That's what's fun about our country.
But
I mean, it's not fun for that many people.
Excuse me? Did you say it's fun? That's what's fun about our country? Poor people get priced out and live on the street? That's fun? Wait, did I hear that right?
Everyone wants to fucking live in their house for 30 years. Everyone wants to, you know, move out and like move on to bigger and better
I think
things.
that's what's fun about our country.
But
I mean, it's not fun for that many people anymore. We have less social mobility than Europe.
Yeah,
Where, like,
it has decreased a lot.
I mean, Europe's beating us in that. The place like we're more.
Can you imagine getting cucked by those freaking Europeans?
That is the most disgusting. I think I'm gonna be sick. I don't want to cede anything to goddamn Europeans. Yikes.
Dude, Europeans.
Bullshit, dude.
They only just got rid of their monarchs. Some haven't even done it yet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like England still has the fucking queen, you know what I mean?
That's why
I know, fuck that. I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
no. That's why I want to nationalize our healthcare. They get to have that one over us. Fuck that.
Like, look, one of my moderators is quite literally Belgian, okay? Doesn't even have a government, and he's saying, get fucked right now. You want to get owned by Belgians? Like, not even a real country, and is able to make fun of Americans on that front.
Many
There's no
people are
point
saying
asking him
this.
to answer these questions because he's going to give the answers that response every Republican gives. They don't know how to think hard, so they resort to it's impossible fix, and we should ignore it.
Just because I
They're
don't
bullying him.
want to do it your way doesn't mean it's...
They're bullying.
To be fair, you haven't really given a good way so far when I asked you some questions. So there's some truth to that.
To fix Californians' fucked
Not
up
just California,
issues.
but like homelessness. Like I asked you how to deal with homelessness, and
I said I wanna put them in homeless shelters. End of discussion. Get them off the streets. Put them in homeless shelters for a temporary amount of time. If you
But temporary amount of time. What? So it's like a rotating door? It's like a conveyor belt homeless shelter? What? It kicks them out? So it's like, oh, I get it. I see. I get it. Okay. It's a kill shelter. That's what he's proposing. A kill shelter. So he means temporary amount of time. They have a year and a half to get a home or get adopted, or they put them down. Thank you, Christian Walker. We appreciate your ever expanding knowledge. There we go. They put them somewhere I can't see them. Yes. He wants to do something. I can see it. I can see him being like, you know what? Neocon vibes. Oh no. Was to run a homeless shelter like Cuomo, like Cuomo's family. This is in New York. It's bullshit to get public money, millions out of their pocket. Yeah, it's like just stop, just build good things. Can we just give it to some contractors and have the contractors build the shit? It doesn't need to pass through that many hands. Let's just do good things. Now, Houston, I bring this up sometimes because it was an amazing idea. Now, Houston, okay, a little while ago, the progressives in the city worked with the city council, and guess what they did? They took the city's funds and they bought 2 large hotels in the city, and then converted the hotels into, like, what was it? I think it was 133 permanent homeless shelters for them to live in, which is amazing. It's amazing, and they got so many people off of the street, and we should be doing more stuff like that. That's amazing. It's an incredible thing. Instead of those buildings just like sitting there, I don't know, collecting revenue for someone who doesn't use that space for anybody. Let's actually use it to improve the city. Incredible, right? Doing something not for money, but for human happiness. Wild, I know.
Maybe we incentivize with different options like temporary housing if you can pass a drug test, etc. But no, I don't want to build universal housing for people. I don't.
I think we definitely should do that.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's not working right now. What you're describing quite literally is what the system that we supposedly have right now that's supposed to be
But we
functioning.
don't, or they wouldn't all be out on the streets. So clearly something needs to...
I'm losing it. We have that system and it's not working. Obviously we don't. Because they wouldn't be on the street. Like, what are you saying? Your system doesn't work. You just talked about we live in your system and it just doesn't work. You can't come to the conclusion that your system will just work. And if it's not working, then it's not your system. What's happening? What if we just do this current system, but like twice? Just keep doing it. Then it'll just be better. The definition of insanity. I hate it. I hate this so much.
But
No, we do have that. The reason why they're out on the street, regardless, is because homeless shelters are just fucking god awful for the most part. You can't bring your stuff with you. You can't bring your dog with you. They're open for sexual harassment and assault. They're at a higher likelihood than
Boy, do I
you would
hate
be out in
sexual
the fucking street
harassment.
when you have no protection. And then also on top of that, most importantly, shelters literally fucking like one, they kick people out during the day. Shelters also won't let you stay there if you can't quit cold turkey, which is like in most circumstances
So hard.
well, not just hard, but
It is. They're homeless. How can someone? Ooh, the rich phobia. It's flaming. It's flaming inside me. Oh my! I haven't felt this much rich phobia in a while. To have like this little care, this little emotion for people suffering. Oh, so quitting cold turkey drugs. Oh, so hard. Have you done that before? Have you taken drugs? Have you taken heroin for years and then just try to stop? Have you done that before? Veteran class war status, bro. I'm losing my goddamn mind. It's insanity. It's insanity. Yeah, and quitting some drugs like that will just kill you. You'll just die. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't care about them dying either. It wouldn't surprise me at this point.
but also a threat to your life. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's a big part of the problem.
Well, then let's reform that system, but no, not building universal housing so people can just hang out for as long as they want and
But, like,
just
why
live
not?
there.
But why
Because
not?
no, I don't want to pay for it. That's why.
You don't want
I
to
don't want to pay for it.
But
How about
if there's
everybody-
no one that is like no homeless people, but universal housing, you still don't want to pay for it.
No, I still don't want to pay for it. And also, I propose this idea. Let's do it. But if you're
Hey, this will help like so many people and it'll make the world a better place. I don't want the taxes that I already pay to do that. Why? Why? What's wrong with you? We need like, you know what? You know when we talked about that Jordan Peterson segment and the court, like that court in Canada, the magistrate, like, sentenced that guy to like court mandated empathy, where after he lost his court case, after trying to stop his like kid from transitioning, the court was like, I sentence you to not get in the way of your kid's medical procedures, for one, and two, try to be a little understanding. You are their dad. And court mandated empathy. We need it. All right. Send this bitch to jail. We need empathy jail. All right. You need to learn how to care about other people.
for it, you pay for it. How about that? Because there seems to be so many people for it. So if there's all
But I
these
do
people
pay
that are
for
for
it.
it,
I do.
then
I already pay for
well,
it.
let's propose that then. Everybody who's for it pays for it, and everybody who doesn't want
But
to
that
doesn't
you
have
can't
to
do
pay
that.
into it.
The
And
fuck
the reason
are
why
you
you can't do that is
saying?
because
Well,
like,
I know we can.
people
but
are
why not?
incredibly selfish, and they'll just say, I'm not going to fucking pay for it, and then that will never be funded. That
Okay.
will never get adequate funding. And that's not how this works anyway. Like, you should be able to
Well, if we took every liberal celebrity that has tons of money and they just merged all their money together to build sustainable options, I'm sure it could be done.
no,
Absolutely.
it still wouldn't, because you still need to
Only a state can really do it.
Yeah.
Like, there's some things that only, like...
Well, I know
are
because
only
of
done-
He's just explaining what taxes are. If we just had like a bunch of people and they like pool together their money under like some system and then they use that money to like build housing, sure, maybe that would be cool. That's called taxes. That's called taxes. Oh, only the liberal ones. You're explaining taxes. I'm losing it.
regulations because of
possible capacity of state.
Wow. Not for it.
I mean, it's like how much people do spend a lot of effort on philanthropy. The problem with
Smart is
philanthropy
conservative.
It's mostly just a tax dodge vehicle for
really
liberal
wealthy
and
people.
conservative.
Yeah.
I don't
with
see anything
money.
wrong with that at
And
all.
it's also, wait, you don't have anything wrong with the way that 501c3s are created in this country?
I don't have a problem with someone getting a tax write-off for doing something good now.
Oh no, but the 501c3s and the way that they're created is just to like have fucking high paying CEOs for the most part. Like, that
Oh.
barely ever fucking
Do anything
They
yourself.
barely ever do anything. That's why mutual aid is better than 501c3s in like 99.
Did you see? Wait, did you see this? This article that was written? The neolibs, they're eating themselves. They're eating each other. The neolib Ouroboros has arrived. CEOs are hugely expensive. Why not automate them? Oh my goodness. The CEO Ouroboros is here. Delete them. Control Alt Delete. Get him out of here. Oh my goodness. That shit would be incredible. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like the shareholders vote out the CEOs and then vote in like a goddamn robot? Interesting idea. Acceleration is right. We're right. Oh no. Now this is automation I can get behind. Yeah, Alt F4 the CEO. I love that. Yes, rub hands together. Yes. This is the true automation, all right? I love this. This would be pretty pog. The Walton family gets replaced. You know what? You know what this would just turn into? This would just turn into like oligarchy like oligarchy Neon Genesis Evangelion. You know what I mean? It'd be like Tokyo 3, but like just a straight up oligarchy. It'd be like the Magi, you know? But every company has their own little Magi. Yeah, technocracy. There you go. Little baby Magi's, all just running the country. Zucker's a robot already? No, he's a lizard. Remember? Maybe he is a robot. Man, I remember. Do you remember that like really funny edit from when he was talking to the Senate? And he was like, "But Senator, Senator, you don't understand."
9% of the circumstances, but also, you know, the thing is like, people don't realize how they benefit from things that are good for the collective good. Like, when asked, most people would say they don't use the highways or they don't use the roads. Why should I pay for it? I don't use roads, but you fucking do. Or public transit. Why would I pay for public transit if it was going to come out of my taxes when I'm never going to ride the bus? I got my fucking Range Rover. You know what I mean? You know, let's go Brandon. It's expensive, but I can pay for it, right? But what you don't recognize in that situation is like an adequate public transit system actually makes traffic less awful and less congested overall for everyone. And that's precisely why the government in a lot of instances has to do something. Unfortunately, in America, we don't have a government that does something. We have a government that does nothing other than, you know,
our government do be doing nothing right now. He's right. He's got a point.
Taxpayers and offers corporate subsidies to this like patchwork of corporations that are going to overtake the place of the government in most instances and do a shitty fucking job at it because all they care about is profits. That's it. You know what I mean?
Period.
Thank you, Christian.
Even the workers who built his Range Rover use the bus to get to the factory to build it, so he still benefits from it. Yeah, I mean, of course. It's like, yeah. Do you think the United States is a meritocracy where people with
here we go.
actually succeed?
A lot of the time, yeah.
Really?
I don't think it's universal, no, but for a lot of people, yes, absolutely.
I don't agree with that at all.
I mean, you don't think it's
Why did America start hating trains? America used to build railroads everywhere. We actually have one of the best, if not the world's best, rail system. We have a really, really good rail system. We didn't stop building rails necessarily. The thing is that our rails aren't used for people. The rails are used to move like resources around the country, not for people. So yeah, we have a lot of trains. If you especially if you live in like I don't know, maybe like a smaller city, or you won't have to drive too long to see a bunch of rails and see a bunch of like railways, like crossing roads and stuff. You'll see a lot of them. Here in my city, I think there's like four or five like railroad crossings that I know of, just like specifically that are just like right near me, and they're completely different rails. The thing is just that we don't use our rails for people. They're just cargo. Yeah, now everything's built around cars, so it's hard to do that now. America didn't build railroads. Slaves built railroads. Well, slaves did build America. Black people were forced to build America. You know, strong, big, strong. Yeah, they're not well designed. They just like plopped it down and they had to like try to make it work. It's just not great. It's not the best.
It's possible to work your way up with merit. Literally,
it's
I mean, this is anecdotal, but like, it's just not true. So that's so many people's stories. So
I mean, no, it definitely happens. It happens less than in places that have less of a fuck you, pay me thing than we do. Like, not like no one's gonna call like any of these like EU nations socialist by any meaningful definition, but people are less on their own there, and they have more social mobility. More people move up than they do here.
Yeah.
In the last 30 years.
Like, I wouldn't be
Very smart
in the
Christian.
situation that I'm in if I didn't have a good spawn point. Okay, my family relatively affluent in Turkey, right? And despite the fact that my dad lost everything by the time I went to college, it doesn't matter because the affluent beginning that I got in the form of a great education and all this other stuff, not being burdened with like debt or having to work or anything like that, and being able to focus on myself and my education, gave me the opportunities that
absolutely,
I have
same
now.
for me.
But that's not so social safety nets would make up for that.
Well, both my parents grew up extremely poor, worked their way up. So it's just like we can
like,
play this game of stories, but
like one of your parents had like
No, we don't have to play the game of stories. We have data. He just doesn't care about it. Like, even if we brought him data, he would just bring up stories. All right. Like, you're the only one playing in stories. The data says that we do worse and we have almost no like social mobility. It's bad. It's just we don't have to play the story game. Conservatives like to play the story game. We don't need to play the story game.
no, my parents zero. My dad
I know,
fat.
but what I'm saying is like he had.
Oh,
he's, like,
athletic ability. Well,
like,
some people have
not
IQ
just
ability.
like athletic ability, but like one of the most amazing athletic abilities of all time.
And
that probably we'll ever see.
my stepdad had no athletic ability. I think he's probably has a really high IQ. Sure, built a business, has much more money than my father. I mean, yeah, maybe I do not want to all end up at the same place. I want.
Oh, this kid's surrounded by money. Wait, how old is this kid? His stepdad? He's just like surrounded by money. What the heck? Imagine. His dad worked for sure, but he does not. What does he do? Does this boy have a job? He just IQ shame his dad. I think maybe. I think he did just IQ shame him. He's 22. He's 1 year older than me. He grifts. He makes TikToks. That's his job. Is that it? Yeah, I was like, no shot. Can you imagine this guy working? Like, let's be honest, all right? Think for a moment. Can you really imagine this person doing anything that you can amount to work? Like, just be honest with me, okay? I cannot imagine for one moment this person lifting anything, being told to do anything, all right? Finishing anything. I can't. It's hard for me to think that he could do something like finish, like respond to 4 emails, which is like at least 40% of office jobs in America. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. I don't even think he could do that. Swipe daddy's credit card. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What do you mean I have to come in an 8? I thought this was a free country. That's not gonna work for me. He needs a Starbucks. He needs to record another TikTok screaming in the parking lot of Starbucks before he goes into work. It's important. His dad's crazy is what he is.
People who have a special skill to get rewarded for that skill, whether that's a brain skill, whether that's an athletic skill. That's what I want.
But do you think that like the children of
I love
a guy
my brain
who has
skill.
no skills, who just, hey, every day's a gamble for him and he always loses. Do you think they deserve to like live in misery, like to live without dignity?
No,
to
but
like worry about where they're gonna live?
No, but there's so many kids with parents who have special skills, and those parents blow their special skill off, and that's that's on the parent.
But like, what about?
But I don't think
like, what about the kid though? Like, is the kid just fucked then?
No, but like, what do you propose? That
Like, do you think that
there's like
Wait, he is just like, you're fucked. That's it. Like, he's like, oh no, yeah, you deserve it, but it's like someone else's fault. We're not gonna do anything. Oh, so you think that we should like help them? Well, it's like the parents' fault, and we're just not gonna do anything. But I don't say just fuck. I mean, whatever. Incoherent. Least incoherent conservative. Least incoherent conservative. I'm losing my mind. And even if you have talent, doesn't mean you're going to get somewhere. It just doesn't. Listen, some people say that I have like a way with like speaking or whatever, or I'm like, or the way that I cover content or the way that I speak. People say that I'm like, I don't know, just like I'm entertaining to watch or whatever. Some people have said this, and I would imagine that people do watch me for a while would think that I'm entertaining. I would hope at least. And so, and like, you can say that's a talent, or like public speaking, like that's a talent. Sure. But that doesn't mean I'm going to get anywhere. Simply, that didn't mean that I was going to have like a successful YouTube channel and be able to keep streaming. It doesn't. I'm a good wordsman. Pog. It doesn't mean I'm going to succeed. Just because you have a skill or a talent or anything does not mean you're going to get anywhere. It does not. Clever, entertaining, witty, beautiful. Ah, yes. Finally, the compliments are coming in. Would it be wrong to call him a undignified disgrace for selling out his race and sexuality for conservative bucks? Oh, you can go ahead and say it. You can go ahead and say it. It's okay. I love the cope where he's like, and I'm not sure what it. Do you think? Okay, wait. He lives in Georgia, does he not? Or I mean, he may. Well, my bad. He lives in California, and his dad lives in Georgia. Is that right? I would imagine. But he's like, yeah. Like, if he's in California, I find it hard to think that like coming out would be a problem. I would understand if he's in Georgia or like spends a lot of time in Georgia, right? That he like may not want to come out, right? I know his dad's running. Like I can understand that, I guess, right? But like, it feels like, and I'm if he lives in California, I'm pretty sure there's like a 90% chance the reason why he doesn't want to use the gay word is because either for one, he was indoctrinated into like being homophobic, and or two, saying that he's gay loses him credibility amongst other conservatives, and he realizes that like they give him money, so he doesn't want to do it. Don't put that ghetto G word on me. I'm not gay. I am just attracted to masculine men, but I am not gay. Okay, buddy.
Like government housing.
We have government housing.
No, we don't.
We want better government housing.
No, we don't have government housing.
Not to the extent that we need it. I'm proposing that just there is a basic guarantee of human dignity.
Yeah.
Like that other countries have. That you're not just totally fucked if your dad is like, oh, I spent all the bread money.
Yeah.
Spent all the bread money on unleaded gas to win a street race and I lost.
Or
because that's a lot of people. I've known guys like that, and sometimes they have kids.
Or depending on where you're born,
dude.
right? Like you can't honestly say, obviously, that like some kid born into like a rich executive producer's family in Beverly Hills has the same starting point as
no,
like, a
I
kid
don't want
born
to
in...
solve, but they should have an extra start. Their parent worked to give them that starting point.
So no.
You're saying fuck what that parent put in. No, he has the starting point because someone worked for it, and they should have that starting point because it was worked for. It didn't come from something random.
Well, you're missing my point. What I'm trying to say is that people are always going to have additional advantages. That's a given. I'm not advocating for like the equality of outcome or whatever the fuck Republicans think like leftists believe in. Okay, that's not a real thing because look at the NBA. There's always going to be someone that's taller, someone that's faster, someone that's stronger, someone with more skill. That's not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm simply stating is being able to offer every single citizen, every single individual that steps foot inside of the U.S. fucking border, okay?
Oh yeah.
Across the board,
no.
a same level of base material equality and a same starting point that addresses all of their humanly interests and needs.
Evil gum
so
chewing
that everyone can
intensifies.
prosper and everyone can have lead a life of dignity.
And then I could
And we
get
have
on board with something you were saying. If you didn't say anybody who steps over the border, why are you when we have Americans who can't take care of themselves, can't afford basic.
But you don't even
wait. You're not listening. He's not listening. They would be taken care of. They would already be taken care of. There's no like, oh, but these people can't. They're already taken care of in the system. All right, they get it, and the people who come over, they get it too. What are you saying? There is no other. There is no other or. Okay, only conservatives deal with this person. The only conservatives deal in like deals where one group of people lose out horribly. All right, that's the only group of people who like to do that politically. Okay, here everybody is able to get the house. It's not like, oh, but these other people aren't able. They are able to get the house. They get it. What are you saying? Yeah, keyword, everyone lost his goddamn mind. He couldn't hear it. Ideology. Yeah, be born better next time. Have a better spawn point, loser.
Okay.
Capitalism's got them spawn camped.
A stronger border.
If we had a stronger border, we talked immigration, then we could discuss it. Sure. I don't know what that would look like, but when we're bringing,
we could discuss it. It's like,
but you won't even say yes to that.
no,
you won't even say yes to that, even if we had.
We could discuss.
You won't even say yes to that, even if we had.
I've used that one too many times in my life to know what that means. To not know what that means, rather.
Yeah, no.
So you're against it, like, even though
I don't know what you're saying. You're saying I'm against universal, but y'all pitch it in a way where you say, oh, it's just the bare minimum for people.
Yeah.
No, lots of people are surviving at the bare minimum on the horrible welfare system that we have. So no, people are surviving.
No, the thing, they're surviving in the bare minimum, but they have to use their resources to keep them afloat. We're saying give them the bare minimum, but we're saying give them that minimum, like food, water, electricity, a house. Give them those things. And so the resources that they get from working, they can use to better their lives. So they don't have to worry about that stuff. He has to think it's incredible. This is the same thing that I thought when I watched like other debates. It's like he just says something, but he doesn't think ahead. And I'm not like you have to be like a goddamn chess grandmaster every time you're speaking to someone, but like have at least an idea of where the conversation is going to go before you open your mouth, right? It's like every single time that like Hasan responds, it's like he's sitting there thinking like, I didn't think that we would get this far. What are you saying, man? He's just been spending too much time talking into his goddamn like phone for TikTok, where nobody responds to anything that he says. He hasn't thought this through yet. It's wild.
But
so then you say, but what is your bare minimum? A luxury apartment? Like
no,
Austria?
a bare minimum is like adequate shelter that has like actual fucking hot water, cold water, like
even if you're not working on your life at all, like
yes,
lots of the
100%.
Well, like,
Why not?
If a kid's parent is like fucked up, they can't get it together, whatever reason. Whether you want to say it's because they're a bad person.
Well, let's do something for kids then. Let's have a program for
they're
kids.
gonna live with their parent. Like, why should they have to live at a fucking bus stop because their dad like fucks up all the time?
No, they're kids, elderly, non-productive workers, or like unproductive people that are not a part of like the labor class or whatever should still deserve a life of dignity, especially because we can fucking pay for it. If your fear, on the other hand, is that like, well, then we're not going to incentivize these people to like work hard or whatever. You're not incentivized to fucking work hard right now, but yet you still do, right?
I think I am. Yeah.
What is your incentive?
Good on you, Hasan, to pandering to him. Good job. Yeah, I work really hard. I'm right here. Yeah, I'm just like this because I work so hard. Yes, you do, but bestie, you work so hard.
Well, I want more than even my parents are willing to give me.
Okay, but like you have been afforded a life of luxury because of who your parents are, and yet you still want more. That a lot of people strive for that, except they don't even have like their needs taken care of.
I'd say if you pooled all celebrity children, yeah, there's a lot of celebrity children who work hard, and yeah, sure. But if the majority don't, I would say the majority don't want more than they have.
Yeah, and they shouldn't die. Is my point.
No, but.
Okay, that's fine. Like, their parents worked hard. They no longer have to. That's fine. If they don't want to work hard, that's fine. What I'm simply stating is that there's plenty of people. Like, you got fucking kids, their parents are teachers in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? They're making like 28 grand a fucking year. They have to do Uber on top of that. Like, that child should not be in a worse situation overall. Like, that child should be taken care of. That parent should be taken care of. There should be a fucking housing.
Aren't they being taken care of?
No,
there are people who are living under a bridge. They can't afford food. Like,
Hasan is a great debater. Hasan's doing well here. I wouldn't say Hasan's a great debater. From watching Hasan's debates, debates aren't his like specialty. They are not his skill. But he's doing well here. And I'm impressed with him like having his talking points down and everything. I think that's all great. The big problem is that stringing that together and then putting it into a debate is different than just being a fact dispenser is different than being a debater. It is different. Once again, debate is just a skill. I mean, anybody who's taking a debate class, you've been given like a prompt that's just wrong and you have to debate it. You can, and you can beat someone who is actually correct, because you're better at that skill, right? I wouldn't say he's a great debater. He's a fine debater. He's a good speaker, and he has a lot of facts, and the way in which he presents it is great. And not everybody has to be a great debater. Like, I'm just saying that he's not isn't like a diss or anything. I'm sorry, like most people aren't great debaters. It's not really a skill that people need. It's not at all. We do love our Master Chief stun locks. I've never had a Master Chief stun lock personally, but
they're living.
No,
they're
that's just not the-
they're living like. Do you see the story in New York about the apartment that had no heat, so they had to run a fucking space heater in the hallway?
And it fucking lit the
burned
apartment
down
up.
and killed 18 people. I bet there are out of those 18 people, I could pick out people that would fit your benchmark of someone who's doing everything right, who's like doing what they're supposed to, whatever that means. You would find enough people, and they still got fucked because this is a brutal country, even for people who are ostensibly doing everything right.
Yeah, plenty of
And
people who work super fucking hard. Most people, I would say, even that work super fucking hard, are never going to get above. They're never going to actually fucking reach financial security. Not because they haven't worked hard enough or smart enough, but simply because they're fucking spawn point. Like they were born into
fucked.
they got fucked.
saying
They were
spawn
born into
point.
an immigrant family, or they were born overseas and then their parents had to come here illegally and offer a better life for them, but they haven't been able to reach that financial security. That budget shortfall is built into their existence. There's nothing you can do about it. And the unfortunate reality is like, look, I come from a relatively affluent background. You come from a very affluent background. So this is not something that you've probably encountered, but being poor, especially when I was living on my own, being poor is very expensive.
Two rich kids arguing about whether poor people should be able to live. I love it. I love it, bro. America is a really interesting place. Are you a good debater? I think my debate skills are fine. I think I can hold my own in a debate. I think so. I personally think that I did well when I debated Destiny and the conservatives, and most times I think back on my debates and I think that I did like a pretty decent job. You can see in my debates I put I don't put the hippy dippies in a debate folder or my bad playlist, but you can see all the debates that I've uploaded. They're in a debate playlist. You can take a look at them. Hasan said when he was at TYT, he was getting paid like $25K. Is that like week to week? I think FD talked too much, though you were very patient. It was more like a yearly. Yeah, so week. I can see it. All right, I can see it. It was more of like a discussion than like a debate. We were just trying to like understand each other there. That's why I didn't like phrase it as a debate. We'll just talk, And so with that type of stuff, it's way better to let people just speak. They'll be way more amenable to you. If I was trying to like pick them apart, then I would like stop him on something that I disagree with, and then we can like touch on that. But there was no like point to do that. It was just more of like a discussion. Just let him speak.
I had to fucking do some crazy shit to be able to like get this amount of protein that I need to fucking consume after working out. Like I would get like expired chicken. You know what I mean? I lived in a fucking kitchen
that's
of a
not
frat
good.
house. Not to say that like I made it so everyone else can or whatever the fuck. And I still had a fuckload of advantages in comparison to most other people that are in similar circumstances. But I know for a fact that like there are so many people who aren't able to get that leg up, that aren't able to ever reach any sort of point beyond financial insolvency because they had to fucking they're saddled with debt. Because they went to college. They're saddled with debt.
The Hasan has to like lecture this man.
Felix mentioned they're saddled with debt because medicine. That's the most insane part. They're saddled with debt because they just, they don't have healthcare. They went to the hospital. Some shit happened, and now they're fucked for the rest of their lives. That's insane. That's a bullshit system. That's not the wealthiest country on the planet. That's the worst country. Like, it's crazy how much we have and how much we could afford to do for our citizens, and yet we refuse to do so.
Yeah, we just don't want to do anything.
Bullshit. Also, yeah, the idea that like welfare makes people lazy is just ridiculous. It's like been, it's been disproven time and time again.
Yeah. Nope. You haven't changed my mind.
Of course. Honestly, I think the real reason why he hasn't changed his mind is because Walker doesn't have a mind. He doesn't seem very bright. Just no retort, nothing. Yeah, no. That's it. No. And we continue vaping and we carry on. It's just, the saddest part is, it's just like head empty, no thoughts, and just everything just like glided on past his wrinkleless, perfectly smooth brain. He just didn't care. Just didn't care. I don't want poor people to be able to have homes because I don't. I just don't. They don't deserve it. And even through all that, Hasan lectured at him for at least 5 minutes about why he was wrong. He covered all of his bases, and no. No. Man. How sad. What a sad little boy. He seemed like the kind of gay guy who wants to get fucked by a straight guy while he calls him the F. I'm not gonna. No comment. I don't comment on that. I'm not putting in my. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.